Wait a minute. Wait a minute, info. Wait a minute. It's the info man in the lion's den. 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 It's the info man, yup, it's the lion's den. Yup, you can't fuck with us, no, so stop trying this. It's the info man, yup, it's the lion's den. Yup, you can't fuck with us, no, so stop trying this. Heavyweight, so they try to infiltrate with hate. I can live about my plate, but we do not take it. When it's time to do it, bullshit like how it's steering fluid. Wait a minute, like that. Wait a minute, like that. Wait a minute. It's the info man in the lion's den. 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 Raise your ass up, got those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Diane or info team. Raise your ass up, got those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Diane or info team. Raise your ass up, got those numbers. This ain't no dream. You can't fuck with Diane or info team. Raise your ass. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the info show. It's the info man. You can call them information info man. Kicking knowledge all over this nation. Win, lose, or draw. You can bring your hate team, but if you want to win, please bring your debate team.
All right, folks. Woo! All right, folks. Woo! Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all right. All right, everybody, tonight is an exciting night. It is a Christmas Eve, and God knows I'm going to come out with a video to break it down on this Christmas stuff. But until then, we're going to have a good time tonight because we got two powerful brothers on tonight, myself and Lions Den have two powerful brothers here. You know them. We're going to give respect to the brother Elder Baba RAHSON is with us, of course. He's with us. And we got my main man, BMILES 84 of the Conscious Channel. We got some heavy hitters on tonight. Yeah, we got some heavy hitters on tonight, folks. Heavy hitters on tonight. Lions Den, how you doing before I get ready to introduce these brothers again to everybody that comes into the chat room? I'm sure people will come in as they come in, but we're going to keep doing what we're doing here. Brother, how you doing, Lions Den?
I'm good, info. Let's get this done, baby.
Let's get it on, brother. We're not getting it done yet because we haven't even begun yet. But we're going to get into some ass tonight because these brothers is powerful. And it's like, I feel like I'm going to get blown out of my seat tonight. And then we're going to let the elder lead off. And me and Brother Miles and yourself, we just going to let it go where it goes tonight. We're going to speak truth to power. And you know that we always said that, Lions Den. So, Lions Den, if you could do me the honors, as you always do very well, brother, let's give some love to folks in the chat room, people that have been supporting us as people are getting ready to come in, hopefully. Go right ahead, brother.
All right, we got that guy from Texas in the building. We got Gigi Giggles. We got Beautiful Forever. We got Raining Wombang. We got Little Rock 2517. Rocktown's in the house. Basically, we also going to scroll down. We got Ace of Travel Guy. We got T-Mac, the Revolutionary.
Yes.
And we got Malcolm. We got the Queen, I Know Who I Am.
Oh,
we got
okay.
Hill. We got T. Scott. We got Fly C. We got Eco Effing, and that's all for right now.
Okay.
Info.
Well, more folks to be coming in. I know this because people out there shopping, people doing all their thing, but more people are going to be coming in. And as the elder begins to speak, I'm going to be pushing stuff through my social media right now to get some of these black booties over here. So, woo! This is exciting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready to unmove the thumbnail that you see on the screen, everybody. But what we got is some heavy hitters again. Like I said, we got Elder RAHSON with us. We got my man BMILES with us, BMILES 84. This is exciting tonight to have these brothers with us. What can I say? What can I do but to let this rip right now, baby? All right. We got them with us right now. Right now. We have the elder. Elder, how you doing, brother? Are you with us? He's on live tonight, family. He ain't on no phone tonight. He's with us live. How you doing, Elder?
It's all good. What's happening, everybody?
All right, okay, there he is. And
peace and love.
Peace, blessing, and love. And
what's happening, Iron Dan? BMILES.
Oh,
hey, what's going on, Elder? What's going on?
RAHSON, how's it going?
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all?
Peace and blessings,
good, brother.
Everybody in the chat room.
Yeah, peace.
Yeah, your man BMILES. I'm right here.
yeah, brother. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm gonna do, brother. Elder Baba. I want you to do what you normally do on your own channel. I want you to start us off, get us fired up. And while you're doing that, and BMILES comes in after you, we're gonna feed off of your energy, brother. I'm gonna start working my phone and working my computer to push all this content to all of my social media to get more black booties over here quickly. So, Elder, the floor is yours, brother. The floor is yours. The floor is all yours, brother.
I heard that. Well, I'm glad to be on this panel.
I'm glad to see you on the panel. It's good to have you on here on the phone where people can see you talking organically. I love it.
Right. But I'm not too good at live streams, but I try to do my best.
Oh, come on now. You are. You're great at live streams. I watch your live streams all the time, brother. But look. We got a lot of stuff going on in society right now. We got this let's get into it. Let's just get into it. We got this merry mess that everybody's about to celebrate tomorrow. This merry mess that comes out of a lot of paganism. What are your thoughts about this Christmas holiday stuff that we seem to be so conditioned to, Brother Elder?
Well, you said the right thing. We definitely programmed and conditioned to something was made up back in the 4th century. Europeans, it come from the European culture.
Exactly.
It was kind of evil bullshit. There's a lot of satanic bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of
the Christians took it and developed it into this bullshit they got right now, which they call Christmas. We really come from paganism, and Christianity ain't nothing but paganism. So, yeah.
Okay.
Our people are so programmed and conditioned. It brings a lot of stress on a fake holiday to spend some money for your children to make them happy. When they're supposed to be happy 365 days a year. It's really a con game. Yeah, Christmas. A bunch of bullshit. You ain't supposed to be cutting down no trees. I see a lot of Christians got them Christmas trees in their house. Jeremiah, I think it's the 10th chapter, first verse, says you ain't supposed to be cut down no trees and put all kind of decorations and shit on them. But they got a lot of Christians that do that. So that go to show you their programming condition and don't even go by the laws and the statutes of their own so-called religion.
Okay. What I'm going to do, brother, I have some material here, and I want to read this. The word Christmas, folks, the word Christmas did not come on the scene until about 1,000 years after the birth of Christ. Now, I know, brother Elder, that you say that you don't believe in Sky Daddy Jesus, that Jesus did not exist. And I know people that, you know, they feel that Jesus did exist. But can you break it down to us why, in your estimate, that Sky Daddy Jesus is a figment of our imagination?
It's a figment of imagination because that shit was created by a man named Serapis.
Okay, break it down. Give us some information on that. Tell us what's happening.
Well, Serapis, when you can do your information on Serapis, you have to type it in.
Okay.
Serapis was a Greek philosopher. Well, he wasn't even a philosopher. He was a man that went into ancient Egypt and saw all these black gods. So he wanted well, he did that after Napoleon the Great went in there. Alexander the Great. After he went into Alexander and killed up everybody and stole all the books and burnt the library down. So a lot of Greek philosophers started going to Egypt because the military had messed them all up. And the Greeks was doing what they want. So he saw all these black pharaohs, all these black divine gods that the white man ain't never had. So he made himself a god. And it just went down from generation to generation till he got to the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD. So they adopted the Serapis philosophy and made it Jesus Christ, a man that ain't never existed.
Okay. Now check this out, everybody. I'm gonna read something to everybody. This is about how they decided to pick the 25th as the day. It says here, December 25th. December 25th December 25th were January 8th, February 2nd, March 25th, on 29th, April 19th, May 21st. They were deciding to pick all these days. This is why this is fictional. They were deciding to pick all these days. They wanted to go with September 29th. They wanted to go with November 17th at one point in time. Now, what I'm reading from, I'm going to let y'all know what I'm reading from so y'all want to know, so y'all say, hey, this is something he making up. This is the African People European Holidays in Mental Genocide book. Here you go, right there is what I'm reading, okay? So what I'm saying to you is that they were already trying to figure out what days they wanted to pick over December 25th, right? And it was the European bishop that got together, it was European bishops that got together and said, look, all this confusion about the birthday of Jesus is going to be stopped. This is the day we have chosen, and we have the power to decide that December 25th will be the day. So they were arguing in the past, the Europeans, because Christmas comes out of Old English. It's a European holiday, and they were trying to figure out what day to pick. They were talking about going with January 8th. They wanted to go with February 2nd, okay? They wanted to go with September the 29th. They wanted to go with November the 17th. So what I'm trying to tell everybody out there is that it was a lot of confusion. So this December 25th is false because these religious clergymen, these religious men at that time they were arguing over what day to pick for the birth of Christ. So a lot of us believe that he was born on the 25th. And like I said, it was the bishop, the church, that decided to make it the 25th. And as I told you before, let me read this again. The word Christmas did not come on the scene until some 10 centuries. That is over 1,000 years after the birth of Jesus. So after the birth of Jesus, the whole thing about Christmas didn't come on the scene until a whole century, 1,000 years, 10 centuries after the birth of Christ. And even then, they were arguing over what day to pick, which tells me and you, we celebrating everything. We're confused, people. We're very confused. Matter of fact, if Jesus was born, they say that when the wise men found him, that there were sheep that were flocking. And if you know anything, sheep do not flock in December. I think sheep flock in what, spring, Elder? When does sheep? I think they flock in springtime, something like that.
Yeah, usually in spring.
Thank you. So people, we're confused. Look. Khalid Muhammad, I listened to him one time say this. He said that the European has manipulated our minds in such a way because they have manipulated the calendar. We're not even operating off of the original calendar, the solar calendar, because the calendar that we're operating off of has been manipulated. Ask yourself, why do you have 28 days in February? Why is there 31 days over here? Why is there this? They've been moving stuff around for years on that calendar. And Khalid Muhammad said this very clearly. He said, most of us don't know how old we are. We don't know what year we were born, really. We don't even know what year we're really in, because this European has manipulated the calendar so much that we don't even know who we are and how old we are or anything. We're so bamboozled by the European culture. Brother B. Miles, you want to pick up on any of this? You got anything to say, brother?
What's going on, man?
All right, brother. All right.
I'm back. What's going on?
All right, brother. You want to pick up on anything I said? Did you hear anything I said, brother?
Man, it was so much, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, man, it's just been a whole lot that is covered. But some of the things that I actually want to, talk about, covering the, I'm sorry, let me get up. Talking about far as like, dealing with Christmas, I stopped celebrating it like years ago anyway.
Okay.
I stopped celebrating it years ago because, for one, eventually after a while, when I saw that, Santa Claus didn't even exist any daggone way, I was like, what's the purpose of me celebrating this damn holiday any damn way? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Once I saw my mom, was up there the one, bringing in the gifts, and she was the one hiding. And I'm sitting there saying to myself, like, this doesn't make any damn sense. Like, how in the fuck does a big fat white man on a damn chimney has all this goddamn time in the damn world to go across the world, dropping off some damn gifts to like every damn chimney? But that shit doesn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. So I actually been doing some research as well, like how they say it's a pagan holiday and we're not supposed to be, chopping down trees. That's a heathen practice. Mm-hmm. So as far as me, like, celebrating, celebrating it, as a holiday, man, I can't really get down that way.
Okay. Let me tell you something. Let me give you some other interesting information here. I've got a video that I'm going to drop, but it's been on YouTube before. It's about the Dutch. And in Dutch culture, they have this fictional black character called Voizy Piet. Voizy Piet. It's a fictional caricature of a black person with black person. Black Pete. Yeah, Black Pete. And he assisted Santa Claus in Dutch culture. And what they say in Dutch culture is that Black Pete is sort of this evil figure that all the kids are scared of. All right. He's like a little Santa's elf, but he's like the evil elf. See, they're always making black negative, right?
Yeah.
So in the Dutch culture, in New Netherlands and all the Dutch culture, every year they have a celebration where white people, Europeans, dress up with these Afro wigs and they have blackface on. Okay? They have blackface on. It's called Black Pete, Voizy Piet. And they really get into it, and the people there they're in denial that it's a racial caricature. See what I'm saying? So this whole thing that we celebrate, this whole getting into this white guy in a red suit, and then going to these malls and putting your kids on the lap of these strangers in these red suits, it makes no sense. It's insanity. As far as I'm concerned, it's insanity the way we do this. Now, if Jesus is supposed to be why we celebrate Christmas, which is a European word coming out of Old English, why?
Give me 1 second.
Okay. Brother B. Miles must be Brother B. Miles. He's out in the elements of Baltimore right now.
I'm sorry, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, brother. I was the problem is when you were moving around, you might have to mute yourself sometimes because when I was speaking, it was kind of loud and I couldn't make out what I wanted to say. But it's okay, brother.
Okay, I apologize.
That's okay. You are out and about right now, brother. I can hear you. So anyway, Elder, you got anything you want to say, brother?
I apologize.
No, not right now.
All right, B. Miles.
I'm just listening at the conversation.
Okay, brother B. Miles.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you have anything? What else is on your mind, brother? Speak to the people.
Oh yeah, man. As a matter of fact, I actually want to talk about a couple of things that's been going on as far as like going the YouTube, man. Like YouTube has been going out of control, man. Things have been really out of hand and stuff like that, man. And I've been seeing like how a lot of these platforms and how a lot of these people has been like getting exposed, and like, you know, a lot of these really, you know, as of lately, man, just be getting exposed, and and I'm really starting to see how a lot of the same people that we were looking up to and thinking that was actually really down for this cause are really actually big time frauds, man. I'm talking about, we've been seeing Zaza Ali, we've been seeing the situation from Phil from the Advice Show. All of a sudden now, you got this whole entire situation with Lisa Cabrera. You know what I mean? It's just been a whole lot of stuff, and I'm seeing how people are getting very disappointed, and they are mentally drained for us. A lot of our people have put a lot of
this is what I have,
these defamation.
Yeah, this is what I have to say, brother. I personally don't want to get involved in the drama. Personally,
Right.
I don't think it really serves our people any good to get out and get into the dirt. Now, I think that we as a people, as Black people on YouTube, we have to also use our common sense before we support certain people, and we got to use our common sense before we give people our money. You know what I mean? And we just gotta, to me, rock with people that you feel are real. Rock with people that you know are legitimate. Now I'm gonna have to, B. Miles. I'm gonna have to. Okay, now it's quiet. Okay, so brother B. Miles, so we just have to rock with people that we know are legitimate. You know, those that we don't feel comfortable with, you just don't rock with them. I don't think Black YouTube has been any stranger to controversy. There's always been controversy in Black YouTube. I just think you follow the people that you believe in, and you support those people that you believe in that are consistent in how they present themselves. And the people that you don't feel comfortable with, you just don't support them. It's that simple as that for me, brother. For me, it is disappointing when you look up to certain people and then you find out things that are not, don't make you very happy to hear. But, you know, at the end of the day, brother, I can only make sure that I take care of what I'm doing, that I'm authentic, that I don't scam the people or do anything like that to use people. If I say I'm gonna do something, for example, if I'm saying I'm gonna sell T-shirts, mugs, or whatever I'm selling, and you send me money, then it's my job to make sure I give you what you paid for. If I say I'm going to have some kind of program and I'm going to put that program on, I should give you what you pay for. I should have integrity. And that's just the position that I'm going to take. As far as getting in the dirty bid and going back and forth on these YouTube streams talking, I'm not going to do that. It's just not, it's never been my style. And at the end of the day, I can't do anything about what other people are doing on their YouTube channels. If I see that they're scamming the people, I just don't support them. And I just move forward with what I have to do, brother. That's just what we got to do. We're going to take the high ground. We're going to take the higher road and just be the best that we can be as brothers on this YouTube and sisters as well. Brother Elder, you got anything to say to what I just said? Anything on your mind that's pressing that you want to talk about too?
Yeah, I just want to piggyback on what you say about the negative people that's on Black YouTube. Just don't fuck with them. You know, just deal with people that's bringing out some positive information, people that's trying to go forward morally, spiritually, and leave the knuckleheads alone. You know, the males and the females.
Exactly. You gotta leave them alone. It's not in our best interest as a people. Lions Den, unmute yourself, brother. You got anything you want to add to the discussion? You got anything you want to ask the elder, or you want to ask Brother B Miles? Go right ahead.
I basically want to say, we really basically, when it comes to, you know, Brother B Miles and Elder Rashawn, I respect both of you guys. You guys really speaking the truth as always. And, you know, the problem is with us Black YouTubers is that we always get into other people's drama, other people's mess. And as the people, we need to think about positive things, focus on what we can do for our people, and not worry about what the enemy is saying or doing at this point. I think that, we always caught up with what people are saying and not knowing the facts. So as far as I know is that, again, as long as we come together as a people and respect each other's opinions and everything else, I think we as Black YouTubers will be just fine.
Let me say this. Thank you, Lions. Let me say this too, brothers. I think there is something highly problematic when we will allow ourselves to take the word of a white guy on YouTube, by all accounts, a white guy who does hate speech. Now, he attacked Lisa because he's saying that she's putting out hate speech because she's exposing the opioid situation that white people are having in this country. Okay, but we have a white man who puts out material where he talks negatively about Black people. And we sit up here and we listen to mayonnaise men talk about our people. My thing is, at the end of the day, if you don't like someone, you don't want to rock with them, you don't want to support them, just don't support them. You don't necessarily have to create a pageantry over it. The white boy said what he said. Some people believe what he said, and some people did not believe what he said. Okay. I, on the other hand, don't tend to I don't want to always take the complete word of someone like this who pushes racism on his own channel. So does the white boy have an agenda? Of course he has an agenda. And his agenda would be to create divide and conquer. Divide and conquer. The mayonnaise man, for many years, many centuries, has always tried to cause disruption by causing disruption through doing divide and conquer. And when they do that, they sit back and they watch, they clap their hands, they laugh and enjoy watching us go at each other, because it's like T.O. said, get your popcorn ready. The white boy sits back and gets his popcorn ready, the mayonnaise man, sits back and enjoys whatever confusion that he has created. Now, there's a lot of people on YouTube who use avatars. I use an avatar sometimes that never show themselves. I don't think Jason Black has ever showed himself, but we listen to Jason Black. and he does those great movies, the great movies that he makes. Okay, Race War. I believe there's a Professor Black, and when you listen to him, you can make an argument that Professor Black sounds like a white guy the way he talks, because he talks with good English, right? And a lot of times we'll stereotype each other when we talk in a certain good diction, right? But I have never seen Professor Black in my life. I like what he does, but do I know whether he's really black or not? Hell no. But guess what? Look at all the views and support that he gets. Okay? Jason Black doesn't show himself, but he gets about 500, 600 people in his chat room. Nobody knows what he really looks like unless you've seen him at some of his premieres, which from what I understand, I don't think anybody has seen him showing up for his premieres. Now, I could be wrong. This is no shade at Jason Black. I like what he does. But at the end of the day, there's a lot the point I'm making is there's a lot of people on YouTube that we listen to that we don't necessarily see because they stay behind an avatar. Okay? Now, then there's a lot of us that, check this out. There's a lot of people that are on I'm making a point here, brothers. There's a lot of people that come into our chat rooms that we think are black, but we don't know that they're really black, because unless every person that goes in our chat room shows us what they look like, they open up their avatar. I think a long time ago, I had said this to some folks, that everybody should show themselves so that we can purge the phony balonies, right? But how do you really know that the people that's in your chat room are really black when all you've got to go on is an avatar, unless you actually have them on your panel and they unleash their avatar and they show you who they are? Okay? Because at the end of the day, the only people that I know that are black on YouTube, I'm just being honest about this, are those that I've actually seen. I've actually seen. And then there are those that I have not seen that I feel that they are black because maybe the way they sound, their voice, their voice tone, their energy that they give off. For myself, I say, okay, this person is black. The people in the chat room that may say, peace, info man, peace, elder. And then when a troll comes in the chat room that we get rid of, we assume that the people in the chat room are black as well, because we just go based on what kind of vibe they give us in the chat room. So do y'all brothers understand where I'm coming from? B Miles, do you want to say anything? Lionston, Elder, you want to say anything? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Go ahead, Elder.
Go ahead.
They got a lot. And they black in the Europeans. This being nosy, trying to find out what we talking about, this, that, and the other, causing confusion. Because just like you said earlier, that's how they took over Africa and everywhere else. They go in there and fund one group, tell them this, that, and the other, that the other one's doing this, that, and the other. Next thing you know, they're fighting each other. And the white man got the land and gone about his business. They didn't tore up everything. So he's, divide and conquer.
Exactly.
And they've been doing that for a long time. That's one of their strategies, to take over and do what they want to do. After they get the land and get the people fighting and confused.
Let me ask B Miles a question real quick. B Miles, unmute yourself, brother. Let me ask you a question. Brother B Miles, I'm gonna ask you this question, brother. You love, brother, you're a very passionate brother. I see you passionately speak on your live stream. What do you think it's gonna take for black people to get ourselves in more unity? What do you think for us to really get our shit together?
What are some of the things that we should do?
No, I'm saying, brother, what are some of the things you think that we need to do as black people to get back to unity? What do you think?
Oh man, well, first of all, one of the things we definitely got to recognize you know what I'm saying? We just the real ones, you know what I mean, actually gotta like, I'm definitely gonna say for us to unify, man, we gotta weed out, man. We definitely gotta like purge our people out here, man, because a lot of them, they are slowing us down and they are slowing down our progress. A lot of them are making us look bad. And we also gotta purge all of these daggone sellouts. You know what I mean? That's pretty much a part of the 2/3, man. I'm talking about we got like these sellouts and we have all of these daggone dumbed down, dumbfound, dingy ass really don't want to do anything, who really don't want to have any type of progress. Same people, man, that we gotta separate from, man, because they are the ones who still have their Stockholm syndrome and separate from their former slave master. You know what I mean? That's one of the ways, you know what I mean? That's some of the ways how we can get back to our unity, man, is that we definitely got to weed out, man, like who's who and what's what, because as we're seeing the separation take place, we are definitely going to be seeing that taking place more and more, and a lot more people are going to be exposed. Because I'm gonna say, like, this exposure thing that's going on now, excuse me, I don't like the drama of it, but I'm glad that I'm seeing it because it needs to happen, because we need to know, you know what I mean, who's the real and who's the fake. So that's one, you know what I mean, that's, you know what I mean, so that's some of the ways how we can get back to our unity. We also got to think, you know, collectively on one mind. You know, I mean, we can still operate as individuals, but we still got to think as a collective. We got to roll collectively as a people, you know, because, you know, you're thinking that, you know, we're just going to be individuals that, you know.
Okay, I'm coming over, Lion. I'm gonna come over to you, Lion, then very soon, brother. I'll be right over to you.
You know, that's leaving us real vulnerable. You know,
it's about weaving out people that are fake, that are not really here to help us and be on our side of the system. Nice place right there. So, Lion, then you got anything you want to add?
I think people just need to be very careful of who we listen to.
Go ahead, Lions Den. Okay, look like Lions Den's having. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying is that we as Black people need to be careful who we listen to and who we can trust, because sometimes the enemy will put things in people's heads and automatically they say, oh, it really happened, oh wow, and sometimes not do enough research, not know the facts. So we as people have to come, we always have to understand in our minds, is this person really saying this as is positive, or is he going to cause problems? So yes, we as people just need to be very cautious and very careful of who we listen to and why is that person trying to intertwine and trying to divide, you know, the Black unity. So we all have to be very careful of what people are saying nowadays.
That's right. Elder, you got anything on your mind, brother? Anything you want to add to the discussion? I know you were listening to what we were saying. Anything you want to add, brother? And I'm going to bring Brother Art on in a minute. He's a good brother here I'm about to bring on.
Yeah, I want to bring up this video that Cynthia G made today about that you are the, how she said this, you are the seed of your mother. And that's how in the hell that's possible? All seeds come from man. And the woman holds the egg. And the egg produces an embryo.
That's right. So basically the man, you know, the woman has the egg, and the man has to, so to speak, fertilize that egg.
Exactly. With the sperm. Once that's, then you got 1 million sperms trying to get there.
Exactly. And whichever,
and only one gonna get there. Sometimes you might have 2 or 3, but on a regular basis, you just like when we came into the world, we beat out millions of sperms to get to the egg to to be fertilized, then go into an embryo, which once it goes into the embryo, that's life in the development of coming out the womb.
Well, you know what, Elder? I took biology. I took a lot of science when I was in school. I took biology and all of that. And at the end of the day, we know on a biological level, the woman has an egg, and only way a woman will have a child or a baby is that a man must plant his sperm, and that sperm must make it to the egg to fertilize the egg. So on a metaphorical level, that is the seed. The man plants his seed.
Exactly.
To the soil of the woman. I'm speaking metaphorically here. And from that seed, metaphorically, the child grows. And the child has the DNA of the mother and father. But however, we know that when a child is born, they always say you are whatever your father is what you are. Your father is black, you are black. It comes from the man's loins. So I don't like to get into those kind of conversations, because once again, those kind of conversations only divide us. We really need to get away from conversations that are about division between us as black men and women. We know that black men are different from black women. We are different. We're different in our build, our attitude. We're different. We're not the same. But we really need to stop coming up with narratives that just further anger us. This is why you'll have brothers that will be upset when they hear stuff like that, because what it does is that it marginalizes the importance of the man's role in childbirth. Right now, the woman carries the child for 9 months, so she has the burden of carrying the child through the duration of the pregnancy. So we cannot deny that. And the mother is the first God that the child knows, is because the mother is the first one to nourish the child, the first one to bond with that child, the first one to teach that child, where a man is supposed to be as men, we're supposed to be hunter-gatherers. We are to go out into the world, get resources to support our family, give our family protection, protect our wives, protect our children, and give them and provide resources. A woman is a receiver, a man is a giver. So I understand that. But when you say things like a man doesn't really, it minimizes the role that we play. And this is why sometimes brothers get very upset when it comes to divorce court, because there's a lot of brothers who feel like, wow, once a woman has a child, I don't really have any rights anymore. And some brothers are saying, hey, I should have the same rights, even though I didn't carry the child for 9 months. But guess what? The woman wouldn't be able to carry any child for 9 months if I did not plant my essence, my dark matter energy, because the woman, the black man represents the negative dark matter energy. The woman represents the light energy, and together is how you create life. We are dark mattered people from the universe, and we need to start acting like it. And that means that we need to both share in the love and responsibility of knowing that it takes both of us to create this magnificent life of dark matter, which is a black child, a melanated child that comes from the stars. God damn it, that's how I feel about it. Because it was melanin from black holes that created the universe that we live in, created this damn planet. That's what a black hole is made of. That's what the Big Bang was. Do your damn research. Study it, folks. So, Elder, exactly. Brother Lionsden, you want to add anything? B. Miles, you want to add anything?
I would also like to add that, sometimes we as a community like I told you earlier, that we all need to be careful of who we listen to and what content on their channel that he's working on. For example, in info, you talk about this earlier about this white boy, and we all discussed this, that it's like every single time someone from the outside want to come in that inner circle, and problems always starts to happen. So what we need, well, and this is how I feel about this. We need to let the outside people stay outside and work on our own problems. And that's the problem with the community, that we don't work on our own problems. We listen what other people that don't know what us Black people going through each and every day. But yet they always fall for the quote unquote the okie doke. So we definitely need to stop listening from the people from the outside and really focus. What really matters is our own people.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. Brother B. Miles, you have anything you want to add? Brother B. Miles, are you there? Okay, Brother B. Miles is outside.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Just I'm taking off for me. Yeah, man. Like I was saying though, man. Like as far as I want to add on to what the brother was saying as far as like on that subject, man. You know, we really have to be mindful. You know, I'm very careful, man. Like when I'm checking out these people on these platforms, because you know I'm really starting to see how they have a lot of the same patterns. You know, it seems like, you know, every time when they want to, attract a certain type of demographic, it seems like they always want to talk about, they always sort of, talk about, being, against white supremacy. They always talk about, how they against swirling all these other things. And that's when eventually after a while, after a while in their patterns, you always start to hear and see what their real true agenda is all about. Because I've always seen it, especially when it come down against like these so-called pro-blacks. The pro-blacks, so one thing I noticed about most of them don't even live near they don't even live in the black community. That's one of the things I noticed. And a lot of times they are ex-swirlers. A lot of times they are ex-swirlers, or their partners still be like into that color or something. They be real fair skinned and whatnot. You feel me? So when you take a look at their patterns, man, they always like double down on their talk, man. They have a lot of contradictions. So that's some of the things what I've been noticing about these pro-blacks. They are very hypocritical in their way of thinking.
Well, see, this is my attitude, brother. I don't call myself a pro-black. I just feel that I'm black first. And the reason why I say that,
right,
anybody can define themselves as a pro-black. Anybody can say that. So not everybody can be black first. So that's my distinction to that. Let me see. We got Brother Art on here. I want to give him a chance to chime in. And when the elder comes back, I want to have the elder say something. Brother Art, how you doing, brother?
Yeah.
How you doing, brother?
Hey, what's going on with you, black man?
All right. Black man, you've been hearing a little bit about what we've been saying. It's been a little choppy tonight because B. Miles was walking outside. That's why you all were hearing some of the feedback from Brother B. Miles, because he was walking outside into the elements. But Brother Art, man, you've been hearing a little bit of what we've been saying, brother. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been always thinking that, you have to be able to make sure that you don't fall into the spell of what they're telling you. Because remember, if you repeat something enough, then it becomes true in your reality. So that's sort of the angle that's being pushed, and people not realize this. And so it is usually out there at the time of your weakness and your vulnerability. So when you're heartbroken or disarrayed or disappointment, then you're gonna start hearing slogans to feed that negative side. You're gonna start hearing a lot of things, and sometimes you're like, yeah, maybe they're not worth this, maybe they're not worth that. So you have to at least try to, definitely stay away from that stuff. I know sometimes it becomes entertaining and just like WWF and stuff like that. But even though if it's entertaining, you still might become it if you listen to it too much. So in order for you to shut those things down, you just got to just tune it out. And then at the same time, bring up more people that are positive. I mean, if you think about positive hip hop, I'm always keep using that, for example. Before positive hip hop, it was just hip hop. You know what I mean? It was just either flossing or having fun or whatever it was. But when you start throwing in all this other stuff about Africa, health, history, and all that kind of stuff, I don't think it was marketed. I think basically it was just played a lot. And then once it was played a lot, then we just took that on and made us who we are from the Gen Xers. So I think we just follow that blueprint, and I think if we just were able to just tune out a lot of stuff as much as possible, and then really bring up the people that's really talking about doing something of substance, I think we do have a chance.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, I brought Gab Talk Media on here. What's going on, brother Gab Talk Media? We got brother B Miles on here. We got brother Elder Baba Rasan. We got brother Art. Brother, let me go over it real quick. We got brother Lionsden on here too. Welcome, Gab.
You got that. Peace. You got the all-star cast on here.
Yeah, I'm trying to get George on here. I just sent George Makem a link, so I'm hoping that he pops up. I might even give Jenkins a jingle and see if he come on over. Hey, brother Elder, how you doing, brother?
Well, everything's good. I'm just listening at the conversation.
Okay.
Got the rest of intelligent brothers on the panel.
Oh yeah. We got brother Gab Talk Media here and brother Art, who's a great man as well. But brother Gab, what we've been talking about is the controversy that's been going on with this whole thing about people behind avatars and some of the drama that goes on in Black YouTube. But my question tonight, because we're about solutions, is what can we do? What is it gonna take for us to come together as a people to get away from the hating on one another? Because if you really think about it it was a white dude, a mayonnaise man, who sort of interjected this division within Black YouTube to a certain degree. And then along with the fact that, like I was telling these brothers, if I'm selling something, like for example, AM1 has a business and he sells things, right? You purchased something from AM1 and he gave you exactly what you purchased. He didn't cheat you out of money. And you know that, sometimes these things happen. People don't get what they pay for on YouTube sometimes. But what is it going to take for us, Gab, to some kind of way get away from the drama and not allow outsiders to come in and divide us? What do you think?
I think it's a difficult one, man, because a code of any kind is proving itself to be pretty difficult for the Black community to follow, man. We all have our own mindsets. We all have what we believe is a solid way of doing things unto ourselves. And in terms of YouTube, I think you just going to have to learn how to operate with some kind of integrity, man. And as far as I'm concerned, the way I'm handling it is I'm not going to, everybody gets an opportunity to deal with me. But if I start noticing that you're not a person of integrity, I'm not going to holler at you, man. And in terms of how I do my integrity, man, I learn from several sources, I got a code of conduct, man. I try to do things when I deal with people in a godly fashion. I don't talk behind your back, things that are unproductive, or I don't ever say anything behind your back that I would not confront you with. And so I think a lot of things happen kind of in secret sometimes. And I don't know, man, we're a culture that like to get each other all the time, man. We like to do that I got you thing. And it just became too much. It's kind of toxic. I had been in conversation with other YouTubers trying to figure out if we could ostracize people. But I learned from some other YouTubers that, man, people create 10 accounts, you know what I'm saying, just to be a problem for you on YouTube. So as soon as you start trying to block or ostracize, that irritates people online and they become offended and they start creating accounts. So then you end up trying to get people kicked off of YouTube. And then that becomes a big ordeal. And then they get you kicked off or flag your stuff. You know, so then you got these teams of people flagging each other. So I don't know where it ends. I just think the Black community has to be honest with one another, man, and I think we just gonna have to get tired of what's going on, bro. I haven't had big problems yet, but I heard the more followers you get, I mean not followers, but the more subscribers you get or supporters you get, the worse things start to get for you. And y'all got bigger channels than me, so y'all probably can tell me, you know, how many problems y'all got. And shout out to the elder, man, and BMILES and Lions Then and Art, man. Like I said, you got a all-star cast on here. Shout out to y'all. But that's the best I can start off with. And if you all have already been entertaining ideas, I definitely kind of weigh in, because this is something I have been interested in when I start seeing certain behaviors on here. But it's really sickening to see that we won't operate with any integrity. And this whole I got you culture is one that is, you know, it's one that won't stop, because, you know, as soon as I get something on you, you can't wait to get something on me, even if you have to sometimes manufacture it, or just you'll continuously look for the flaw in what I'm doing. And it's just a never-ending cycle. So, you know, I'm all about something, man. I'm about God with this stuff, man. You know? So that's my piece on it. Where y'all at?
I'm here. Let me say something to you, Gab. You're absolutely right. As your channel grows, you will have people that will be jealous and envy of you. And people don't realize what they should do is they should look at success that people have and say, I can have the same success as that person if I follow their blueprint or try to do even better. So I think, unfortunately, it happens. You don't even have to be a person that creates drama or looks for drama, and you'll have people that will come at you. I have had those experiences that, you know, and it's just an unfortunate thing, but you got to stay true to yourself. And the one thing you have to do is maintain your consistency as to who you are. Don't start veering over into something else. And what I also noticed, that the more you begin to spread yourself out in this YouTube streets and you connect with other people, then people begin to look at you sideways as you begin to make connections and network with other people on YouTube. And I think that if you really are about the empowerment of your people and you're about Black people, then why would you not want? Why would we not want to spread ourselves out in terms of connecting with other Black folks on YouTube that we can collaborate with, that we can build with, that we can fellowship with? What the hell is wrong with that? Now, that doesn't mean, like, for example, Asinian, right? I don't necessarily share all of his views, you know, in the way he talks about women, but it does not mean that I can't try to fellowship with the brother and understand his point of view, maybe change him to my point of view, maybe have what you would call, you know, respectful debates of the issues, understand his point of view, get him to understand your point of view. Doesn't mean we're going to change him. But I think if I just say, hey, I'm going to stay away from him and not engage with him, I wouldn't know about him. I give you case in point. My man, O'Shea Duke Jackson. And he said this to me many times, Gab. When I first encountered him, when I was on Search for Uhuru's channel, he said, I know you thought I was a coon, Info. I know you called me a coon. I know you was down on me. I know you were talking crap about me. And when I got to know him, as you have too, somewhat, I learned that, you know, O'Shea Duke Jackson is a very giving brother. I mean, get past his persona on YouTube with all the cussing and nigga this and nigga that and
Right.
get those damn likes up and, you know, and then what does he also do? He always does this. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
To the wall.
To the wall, right? Despite his antics, I have had a chance to talk to him privately behind the scenes.
More than one side to him.
The brother ain't like that necessarily. The brother cares about his people. I know there's people that think he's a coon, he's a whatever. He does care about black people. I've had a chance to talk. I see the money that he donates to people. The brother has given me money. The brother has supported me. The brother has talked to me behind the scenes, and he's talked about other YouTubers and said, this is how they can improve their channel. Go tell them what I said, info.
Right.
Just keep it between us, right? The brother has called me up on the phone from Africa, telling me, man, you need to get your ass out here and travel and see other things. So there are things about that brother that people don't know, that from the outside you'll say, oh, he's a coon. And then when you look at somebody like me, you'll say, oh, info is wrong. What is he doing over there on the Sunday Rumble? Right? See, people don't know that people don't know that I know O'Shea. Matter of fact, I know people that know O'Shea, Gab. Where I live at, barbershop I go to, one of the brothers that cut hair in the barbershop knows O'Shea from when he was a kid. Told me things about him. So I have a different point of view about Brother O'Shea other than the persona that you see on the YouTube screen. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's more than one side to a character, man. And brother, if you notice, man, I just refuse to try and shine negative light on my people, man. I don't care what you doing, man, out there, unless you just out here outright hurting somebody. You know, you might go about your YouTubing in a very different manner. Maybe you on here for the entertainment of it and trying to make a few dollars. And you know, that's the diaspora of our people. Like we're going to do things for different reasons, and we're simply not going to be a monolith. But I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you for it. Of course, I wish all of us would act as a collective, but that's just not realistic. So the best thing I can do is, hey, let me link up with Info and BMILES and the others that are thinking in a way that, and let me just leverage what we can get done with those who are thinking similar, and stop worrying about like what everybody else is doing. Stop trying to create a hit squad for other people who are doing YouTube for other reasons. You know what I'm saying? That does not make the person all bad. I got you shit it's gonna hurt you. Like I'm telling you, like it's gonna swing back around. Like everybody who likes and delights in bringing other people down because they done found out somebody done spreaded something on them, that shit will swing back around and get you, man. It could be a lie, or it could be the actual truth that you didn't want to be out there, you know, but you delight in it. And so, you know, like the scriptures say, God will give you your own blood to drink as though it was sweet wine, you know, because you delight in doing that type of stuff to other people. It's called karma.
Yeah, brother Gab. Yeah, I'm with you, because also it just seems like that people get more energy by trying to take down your own people's operation just out of a disagreement, rather than just focusing on the real problem. You know, so I think that people just really need to start really focusing on the emergency that we're facing right now. We don't have much time to be doing all this other stuff, because I mean, it's getting worse. But the reason why we don't see it getting worse, because we got used to the condition, which is cultural condition, right, brother Info? So it's like, you know, we just have to really make a stand to where anything with foolishness, just move it aside so I could take care of some business. It's just I mean, I think it is that simple. Yeah, just move it aside. Okay. A lot of pauses here. We got Brother Elder here, Brother Info, Brother B Miles, Brother Alliance Den.
No,
Anybody
I'm
wants to
sorry. I
chime
heard
in?
you, bro. I heard you. I was giving other people an opportunity to say what they were saying. But
Well,
no,
since we
I agree, bro. I mean, seriously,
yeah, since we
like
got the time, didn't history showed you where that took us? Every time people were going at each other, it went all the way from civil rights people that went after each other to hip hop. It never ended well.
yeah. I mean, sir, yeah, exactly. Like, look at this 50 Cent Ja Rule like that. I mean, it's okay to be entertained by that,
Hmm.
but it's not all right to practice that on some kind of regular basis. We got to ask ourselves, what are we here to do? And if it's to promote the culture, I mean, like I'm committed to what it is I'm trying to do, you know, and I'm practicing on my consistency, and more than that, character and integrity, and doing unto others that what I want done to me. Like, that's a big deal. Like, we got to start living by these things, man, that we've been talking about, you know. And I know, you know, spirituality or slash religion, a lot of people, you know, it done got it a bad name, but I'm telling you, it's not a bad idea to practice some of the principles of these things that we done ran away from. If you ask me, some of that is could be indicative of what the problems are, because you don't have a moral code. You done went to this anything type of living. You know what I mean? No code whatsoever. You just doing what you feel like doing every day, you know, without respect for any type of higher authority. You don't even respect your elders. You don't have no codes, you know, so you get what you get, you know what I'm saying? But if you have character, people know when you deserve something and when you don't. People will forgive you if you are operating on a regular basis with some kind of character, and you're not somebody who's out here to get people. Because if you are showing yourself as somebody that's out here to get people, when it's your turn, it's nobody really ready to speak up for you like that except your little clan. You know what I mean? And I've seen people on YouTube doing what they're doing, and I just haven't said a damn word, because sometimes I feel like it's your turn. You're circling back around to you now, you know? But I don't wish them the worst. I hope they learn from it and recover and get back to work.
Yeah, yeah, and I think too, sometimes we got to decipher who's crazy and who's sane. You know, I
What
mean,
you
just the
mean by
bottom
that?
line, man. We got a lot of crazy people getting a large following, man. And I'm like, do you? I mean, look at Lil Wayne, man. I mean, he's one of the most well-known hip hop artists today, and
Right.
I'm sitting there looking at him side eye because I'm from the Rakim, KRS-One, Chuck D generation. So I'm like, I don't know. And then the whole thing that's left behind, but yet he has a large following. So, I mean, even Cardi B, all these people are just batshit crazy. But yet,
Yeah, that's the people. The people support these
thank you.
individuals.
Yeah,
And
But what is
my
to say?
only desire, my only desire for these brothers and sisters, you know, all the way down to Cardi B, is that, man, let the light turn on. Let's get the light to these brothers and sisters. I think that industry that they're in is toxic. You know what I mean? That industry promotes that. It pays them to be a certain way. If the industry was not supportive of what they're doing, they simply wouldn't have it. They wouldn't pay it. So that's how you know that it's a machine around them that's keeping them in that. They don't get a moral compass just because they went and made $1 million, brother. You know
right,
what I mean? They get
right.
worse. What paid them What paid Cardi B to be there is to be Cardi B. So she's continuing being Cardi B for her check. That's what she wanted. She went to go get the paper. Nicki Minaj went to go get the paper. And so I don't expect them to be something different because they went and got the check. You know what I mean? Of course, I would want them to, but we have to do something about the systems that surrounds them. Sometimes they want, some of them want out, but by the time they went out, the people done lost confidence in them. And that's the machine that does that. And it alienates the artist away from us. So that when the artist learns that, man, this environment that I'm in, man, is worse than what I thought it was. By that time, we have already disconnected from them and don't like our brothers and sisters anymore. You follow what I mean?
Yeah.
And so we leave them there.
And we got
and
some
we
people.
leave them. I'm sorry.
No, you were in the middle of a thought. I'm sorry. We need.
No, I was just saying we leave them there, like kind of by themselves, and we laugh because a person with $1 million don't have no feelings. You know what I'm saying? A person with $1 million doesn't have the flaws we have. That's how we treat them. Like they don't make mistakes, or they shouldn't make mistakes because they should be in all of the light. Now, when in actuality, they're in more darkness than me and you.
And you know what's the saddest part? I know I want to pass the mic because Q Butter's on the panel. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
But the quickest thing I want to add real quickly was that, you know, we're talking about these crazy ass superstars that are high paid from, you know, various reasons, but there are people in our community are at each other's throats trying to either validate them or to reveal who they are. We're there at each other's throat for that. So it's like, we're not even, it bothers me because it's really holding us back from the true, or actually no, the real goal that we have to really follow and what's the word I'm looking for? Accomplish. So I just want to add that in there.
Let me say something real quick before we go to Brother Q Butter. B Miles, are you still there, brother? Brother B Miles.
I'm still here. I
thought the white man had snatched you up off the streets, brother. You've been hearing some of the talk that's been going on. What are your thoughts so far? And I'm going to get to the elder as well and swing it back over to Brother Q Butter, who's just come on with us. What are your thoughts? You've been hearing the brother speak.
Yeah, man, it's very interesting, man. It's very deep, man, and yeah, man, it's definitely a couple of things I want to add on to, man. Oh man, that was very, very interesting what he was actually saying, man. And I'm just trying to put it in, just trying to put it in from proper perspective from my angle, as far as things dealing with our people, right? And you know, the main thing I'm gonna say, like us as a people, man, what you know what I mean? It's the main thing that we gotta do, man. It's all about unification right now at this point, because we really don't have much time left. Because by the way how things are going right now, things time is really speeding up right now upon us, and we are seeing a lot of changes that are starting to take place up on the planet. And we are starting to see how a lot of things are really taking shape in the United States of America, and how things are like now. We pretty much at that time where, there is no more hiding place anymore. There is no more hiding place, and it's pretty much what you see is what you get. And I hate to say it, but a lot of our people are just not going to make it, and we got to be realistic in our thinking when it comes to that. As far as us as a people, because it's only going to be a certain amount of us that's only going to make it, because the more and more I take a look around, the more I see things, the more I really start to understand that a lot of our people have been they have fell victim hard to this program of the matrix, of every program that they're thrown at us. They have fell to it, and they are stuck in the matrix. And those of us who are out of it, we just going to have to just, understand that all of us are just not going to make it, and we really can't be sorry for them. Even though it's going to hurt us to an extent, because a lot of our people are really going to they're going to catch it really bad. But, to those of us, man, who's ready to move on and really build, build this thing to a great future, man, so we can have something of our own. A lot of us are just going to be left behind.
So what you say that we can't save everybody, but we need to work. We have to work with those that we can. We can make attempts to try to see if we can bring other people aboard who are willing. But at the end of the day, we can't save everybody, but we can at least try to save those that maybe, how when your mind is dormant to certain knowledge, because all of us on this panel, we were dormant at one time of knowledge, and it took someone or something to open up our minds. So we have to keep that in mind, if that rhymes. Before I go to Q Butter, and I will get to Lions Den, believe me, brother, I will get to you. Brother Elder Baba, how you feeling, Baba? You like what you're hearing?
It's all good.
Okay,
it's all good.
Okay, if you have anything you want to add, you got the floor automatically. Our lips will be quiet and you will talk, brother. You are the elder on this panel. I'm going to bring it over to Brother Q Butter. Let me give him a clap for being here, because this is the brother that I definitely love.
Welcome, homie.
All right, brother. Q Brother is, let me just tell you something. A lot of people get on these YouTube streams and they do a lot of talking, but this is a brother that's really doing the damn thing. When you talk about working with the youth and being in the community, Q Butter is out there doing it, okay? He's not just talking about it, he's actually doing it. And that's what it's all about. Brother Q Butter, I'm glad that you're here, brother. I did send you a link because I actually have you synced into my Google contacts. I don't know, maybe I don't have the right email or something, but I'm glad that you're here. How you feeling today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good, King. How you feeling, beloved?
Thank you. Thank you. I had to turn something up in here. I'm glad that you're here, brother. So good
looks for having me on.
We got Brother Art on here, the Elder RAHSON. We got BMILES and Gab, and my man Lions Den and I have been rocking together for about 9 years. We used to do blog talk radio together and stuff like that. But we were talking about, one, what is it going to take for us to kind of come together as a people on these YouTube streets, because we got a lot of stuff going on YouTube. We sometimes allow outsiders to come in and create division amongst us, and we can't afford that, brother. We can't afford to let outsiders come in and divide us. But we just, and this is barbershop talk, but I just want you to say whatever's on your mind. It don't even have to be on subject of what we're talking about. It could be whatever you're passionate about, brother. Go right ahead.
I guess I'll stay on the topic. And again, it kind of goes in congruence with what I was thinking about today. I think those that know, we have to be just a little bit more, I guess, professional in our approach with those who don't. And that's what today's lesson for me is, where the white man has done such a precise job at attacking the minds of Black people worldwide and doing systematic policy, creating systematic policies and procedures and using media in such a way so that our people's minds have been plagued to become like a tool for white supremacy. One of the greatest tools for white supremacy right now is the Black mind. And we have to just consider that when we're talking to other people and meeting people, like you said, where they are, and being a door or a vehicle to bring them to the next level. And it may not be that conversation. It may not be when you want to have it. Because that's how I am with the studio. When I meet young brothers in the studio, there's a lot of internalized hate, a lot of internalized misunderstanding of self. And you have to just meet people where they are and just build with them from there. Personally, I'm not trying to unify anybody, I'm trying to just work with us, and whoever's trying to work, we're gonna work. I don't even have I don't want to word it like that, but I don't even have an inclination for trying to unify with people. I don't know. That's just not even something that comes across my Rolodex. I don't see that as something that Black people really need to do. I think those who are doing the work need to work together, and those who they're working to help will work together just because those who are doing the work are working together. And I think it's a way easier population to focus on. And those that do the work typically work together. And those that are really about empowering Black people will work together. And I guess on that point, today, I don't know. I don't know what the hell made me think about this. I'm glad, you know, Bobo, what's up, King? I know you're not there right now, but I've been wanting to link with the OG in this bill with him. But I have a new kind of like definition, a personal definition for Black power. And after listening a lot of times, I think it was a little too loosely defined. And I tested on y'all. But for me, Black power, in my today's definition going in 2019, is the synergy that's felt amongst people, Black people, who are actively empowering their community. And that synergy it motivates other people to carry on that energy. You know, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
I got a question for Brother Q Butter. My son attended Marcus Garvey out here in Los Angeles, African Centered Educational School. And one of the biggest problems they had was the state kept trying to get them to get their funding and drop the tuition from the people because the numbers were getting smaller, and you know, they kept threatening as far as shutting down. Are you facing those kind of problems right now as a school? And if so, how are you avoiding that?
Well, in New York, we're a nonprofit organization, and we say institute as a doing business as for our program. My immediate goals for this year is to actually establish a physical school in either Atlanta or St. Louis or Detroit. Reason being that the laws that govern the creation of private schools are extremely lenient. And of course, the Black population there that will be open to it is dense. Going forward, being able to navigate financially as a nonprofit or a community service or a service provider is always down to the contracts and to the donations that you're able to solicit from the community. So I suggest that anybody, and myself, you know, be very fluidic, how do you say it, fluidist, or liquidy with your approach. And you need to be business acclimated to how you're approaching. Your acumen to business needs to be fine-tuned, because you will end up in a position like, and that happened to many of our schools that charge. I personally don't think charging is the approach that we should take. I think that being a service provider and using the language of service provider, we can take government money, but it's a different approach to government money. And I'm going to be a testimony to that. So this year, I'm writing today and tomorrow. Matter of fact, let me not even say that. I have to create my capital funding proposal, and I have my discretionary funding proposals. And you have to just understand the way in which tax money is allocated and community service money is allocated in your state. And with that, I think you can actually approach the local board or the local council with your foot first. And what I mean by that is, if you're already providing a service that the community needs, the city already owes you money. That's the way the tax code, you know. And so I think sometimes we go away from that versus looking at, we are constituents of the city, and we are providing a service to people who are constituents of the city that will increase or better the livelihood of them. And that's the purpose of taxes. When we align our services with services that are needed in the tax code, such as education, youth enrichment, adult literacy, then we can put ourselves in a decent position to solicit funding from the state and still be able to stand on our square. And there's other communities that do that, and they just understand the paperwork, where you have whole Chinese communities, Hispanic communities, Jewish communities that only service themselves.
Yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing, brother Q, but I forgot to mention as well. One of the requirements of taking government money is that the state has to pick. They have to pick some of your teachers for you. So even though it's an African education school, they would like to throw in some Chinese teachers in your school, or white, or whatever else. So I'm just wondering if you're facing that same problem out there in New York.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big issue. Yeah, but I would like to hook you up if you want with the administrator there, because she's reaching. She deals with the Marcus Garvey out there in Chicago too. So I think it's very important that people have a support-based network to share resources and things like that. If you want to go down that road.
I definitely agree.
Okay, so I will after the chat or whatever, I'll exchange information with you. Plus I'm an educator myself too. We'll definitely talk.
Hell yeah. Make sure you email me. Definitely email me.
Okay. I get there. Most likely I get your information from Information Man, since he's the Information Man.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. Let me see. Well, it looks like Brother Gab has stepped off for a moment. Elder's just kind of kicking back, listening to the discussion. Lions Den, are you there, brother? You got anything you want to add? Anything that's on your mind?
Info. The thing with, I mean, I listen to these brothers, and they don't realize how much power we really have as brothers. I know everybody has a difference of opinions, and that's life. But info, we're the black men in this country are the most powerful men on the face of this earth, and some of us are afraid to use that power. If we, as people, come together as brothers, like we are right now, because look at us, info. We got too many most powerful brothers on the platform right now, and all we have to do is just use our knowledge to express how we feel as brothers. Mm-hmm. So I applaud every last one of them. Elder RAHSON, I applaud you. I respect you 100%. I respect BMILES. I also respect other brothers in the platform, and it makes me realize how happy all of us come together as a people, and sharing one another and how we feel as talking about issues and everything. But it proves, info, that if we come together like this, who's going to stop us? Ain't no outside force is going to stop us to speak our mind and speak the truth, as always.
Well, I tend to believe that the only one that can stop us is ourselves.
Exactly.
And it starts with the person. It starts with you. When you get up in the morning, you look at yourself in the mirror. You are the person that is your first challenge. You have to get over your fears, because fear is what holds people back. And then as a people, as a collective people, we have to figure out a way to stop fighting one another and fighting each other on all these different ideologies, whether it be religion, sex, all these different things, where you live at, your politics. All right. Although politics is very important, because politics can actually impact us. And I think what Q Butter is doing when he's saying is powerful is that he's providing a service to a community, and therefore the governing body of that community needs to recognize what they're doing, and they are just as much entitled to the funding in that city where he is, to the resources to continue what they're doing and giving it money, giving it support, because he pays taxes. Everyone in there is paying taxes. So therefore, you deserve a piece of that pie. I think if Black people would get more into what I would call a political and a corporate, from a Black perspective, of course, ideology, we would be a hell of a lot off. Unfortunately, in my opinion, we're too often involved in a religious ideology, a hopes and dreams and faith and I believe, a mountaintop type stuff. Not to gain people's spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs, even if they're different from mine. But that, and I think in a lot of ways, holds us back so much because we're too busy waiting on something to drop in our lap instead of going out and getting that which is ours. Our ancestors worked too hard. We have to take advantage of, look at this. We got YouTube. We got all these social medias at our disposal to win. We can win. We just have to have an ideology of working together and getting out there and getting it, and stop using excuses, which are twos of the incompetent, and those who use them seldom succeed. Brother Elder, what you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm just listening at the conversation.
Well, you got any thoughts, brother? You got any thoughts, Elder?
Yeah, first, before I give a few thoughts, shout out to my brother Q Better. I watch your channel all the time, my brother. You're doing a great job with the youngsters. And we need more brothers like you doing with programs like that. You know, teaching them positive things about life. Giving them some positive direction.
Oh, we turn my good looks, man. That means a lot. I didn't know you was watching mine. Let me turn my camera on. Good looks, Elder. That's what's up, man. I want to turn my camera on, act like I'm looking you in the face like a young man. Good looks, brother. That means a lot, man. That definitely means a lot. Man. That definitely means a lot. Y'all wanted to ask you. Some people got mad because I say online, like, if you're over 45 years old and you don't have nothing physically to bring to the movement, you shouldn't be out here telling people what to do. Like, I don't even listen to you.
Hey, let me just say something to you, brother Q Butter. I think if an older brother is talking to you in that manner and he hasn't produced anything, he doesn't have anything to provide to the community, he doesn't have anything tried and true, then you have every right to tell him to get the hell out of your face. Because if you're an older brother and you're telling a younger brother this and that, then you should have there's an old saying, you judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. And if you're going to tell somebody something, then you should be bearing you should have some goddamn fruit that you have to have bared to be able to tell somebody what they should be doing. So if I'm going to tell somebody what they should be doing, I should actually be doing it myself, or I'm just talking in the wind. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying?
I would like to add a dimension to it, though, because some people that have been there and done that, sometimes they can tell you certain things, what not to do based on their failures, because experiences is the best teacher. So sometimes you can't just discount everything. Like, I can see if they're faking and trying to say, do this, do that, and they look successful, or they're trying to look successful, but they don't have anything to bring to the table. I get that part. But there are some people pushing carts, digging in trash and things like that could tell you how to cure a certain sickness that was hard to cure. You know, you got to really start picking the brain of those people that had the experience before you were born.
That's true.
You can't just look at the pamphlets and the suits and all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of experience and a lot of people, and sometimes they shut down. That's why some of them are homeless. You know, they shut down, and sometimes the young is the one that gives them that fire to have a need to come back again, because they were able to give you something that they thought wasn't of value. So that's another thing. That's another side of it. So I'm just adding a dimension to it.
Mm-hmm. Very well said, Baba. What's going on? What do you think?
It's all good. It's all good. We got a nice panel tonight. Brothers speaking the truth, laying it out. A lot of intelligent brothers.
Well, I keep coming back to you because this is probably, tell me if I'm true or false. This is probably the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that you've actually been on a panel through the Google Hangout. Is that correct or wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
And because usually you do this through the phone. So that's why I keep wanting you to talk, because this is actually historic. And like I was telling him, Brother Q Butter and Brother Art and Lions Den and Brother B Miles, he now has the Google Hangout on his phone. So now he can come on to people's channels that he chooses to come on, and he can come on live now, because before the only way we could get the elder on was through the telephone. So this actually is a game changer, Brother Elder, where you'll be able to come on people's channels that you choose or that want to invite you on that you feel comfortable with. And you'll be able to come on like you're doing now and talk and add your input live in effect with everybody on the panel. So I think it's a game changer for me personally, because you've never done this before in this kind of way. So this is special to me personally. And like I told you before, I have been watching you for a long time. And in some ways, it's amazing that I never knew when I first watched you, because when I first started watching you, I didn't have a YouTube channel. I was watching YouTube, but I wasn't a content creator. So it's kind of weird to actually be sitting here talking to you and talking to a brother like a Q Butter and an Art or a B Miles. I need to pitch myself. It's kind of interesting. It's amazing to me, brother. I'm just being honest with you. And I'm,
Yeah, thank you very much.
So let me go right here. Hey, let me see right here where else we can pick some brains here. B Miles, are you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here. You hear me?
Yeah, same thing to you, brother, man. I've watched you from afar for a long time, brother. So it's surreal to be able to talk to you, talk to you. And it's just amazing to me, man, because you brothers, I've been watching y'all for a minute now. And it's just amazing to have you on as well, brother. So I say the same respect to you. But B Miles, is there anything else on your mind that you want to pick our brains about, or you want to elaborate? Just go right ahead, brother.
Oh man, I actually want to talk about let me see. I actually want to talk about this swirling mulatto agenda that's going on. You feel me? I really see in the media how they are really pushing this swirling mulatto agenda. If you take a look at all of the commercials, man, you can barely see your all melanated black couple on the television anymore, man. I'm talking about all on the television, all on the movies, all on the commercials. All you're seeing is nothing but the swirling agenda, and you're rarely seeing any dark melanated chocolate brothers and sisters on the television. Mm-hmm. And so what I'm seeing right now, I'm seeing how they really want to push the mulatto agenda, because they did that under Obama. You feel me? See, once they put Obama out there, that's when they started to push out all of these like mulatto singers, rappers, even athletes. So for what I'm seeing right now, I mean, they're trying to like really push it, because they know that their time is up, and they're seeing how their genetics are just like not really reproducing itself. So they to the womb of our women and try to reproduce themselves.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I'm noticing that too. I'm noticing that as well, brother, that a lot of the ads they're really pushing the white man with the black woman and black, they're really pushing this agenda. And it's part of social engineering. They're trying to prepare our minds for something. They're trying to get us comfortable. They're trying to get us comfortable. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if we get comfortable like that too much, we might end up that's how you destroy people. You try to like change who they are.
Right, exactly. Right.
And then on top of that, we gotta be honest about this too. The mayonnaise people are also concerned about their genetic survival, just like Francis Preston Wilson talked about genetic survival, right? Alchemy. Right. And how else can they survive if they don't mix with us? Because as I said before, what we have on our side that works to our favor is that we are highly melanated people. Now you look I have black hair. That's because of melanin. I have brown eyes, melanin. It's in my ears, it's in everything. Water, food, animals, it's in everything. It gives us pigmentation, but it acts like a photosynthesis, taking in positive and negative energies, which is why black people, we're very sensitive to certain things like drugs, alcohol. We get all these various things. So when we recognize our own power as a people, our own energies, our dark matter energies, if we understand these things, we would stop having low self-esteem. We would stop looking at putting white people on a pedestal. We should not put them on a pedestal. We should not. I know people talk about white supremacy. The only thing I can say to that is that it's really white people who really feel inferior to us, and so because they feel inferior to us, they create a construct of their supremacy. And then they got us saying this. Right. They got us pushing that narrative because that's what you do when you play psychology on people's mind. Make us feel inferior, right, when in fact we're not. So that's why I used to say that word myself, and I've gotten away from it. And I see it for what it really is. It's their inferiority towards us by reinforcing that they're supreme to us when in fact they're not.
Yeah, let's keep it 100. In order for them to survive, they have to be white supremacists. Because if they are fair across the board, they will disappear. Because basically the true people's nature will emerge and pretty much phase them out. So they got to do all this extra stuff, all these different gadgets, all these different schemes and stunts in order for us to flip us off our game. So I mean, they've been doing this in high tech fashion, even down to nature. Mm-hmm. So when you start looking at that and start really, connecting the dots, that's how you be able to solve the riddle. But, they're constantly going, I mean, I know they're after us, but I mean, they're really, really, really going in hard after the sisters. And they use the whole Meghan Markle thing as as a high point, because that's supposed to be a goal now. And you got to remember also, every time this man that's of the powers that be, I would call him, he doesn't just do one thing for one reason. He'll probably do something that we see for like 20 different reasons, but we only see one. So even though we'll see that one action, we have to really start focusing on the other stuff that he's getting out of that one thing, especially the commercials. Because also for him to be able to, I think somebody was mentioning about him existing, even though he's phasing out. I know Sister Lisa Cabrera, shout out to her. She points out the different things about how they're declining, things like that. They have to, and I guess in their eyes, they have to start mixing and all that kind of stuff to stay relevant. So it's a whole bunch of things behind that.
You're absolutely right about that. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Lions Den, you got anything you want to add? Q Butter?
Well, Info, the thing I've been, like I said before, it takes us brothers. I mean, a lot of people talking about who are our leaders. Guess what? We're our own leaders. Mm-hmm. I believe that's what we need to focus on, because at the end of the day, some of us who are fathers and we have our kids watching us, and everybody will one child probably will ask, what we want to be when you grow up? I want to be just like my father. And because fathers are straight up leaders. Obviously, we look at, like I said, we look at all these brothers in the panel. It made me feel proud as a Black first brother. It made me feel very proud. And again, Info, I'm very proud that we have this conversation with a group of brothers in this panel to prove that we are Black first. And now the sisters are looking at us to be leaders. And so we are indeed leaders. And I'm proud to be that leader if they want to call me one, of course.
Okay, let me say something real quick. Let me give a shout out to, let me see here. Let me give a shout out to Carl's Opinion. He super chatted me, so let me definitely give you respect for that. All right. Carl's Opinion, thank you. He says this, funny the white supremacists blame the Miracle Whip people for pushing the mixed race agenda. You guys ought to get together and plan a strategy counter that. So that's brother, that's Carl's Opinion who said that. And Mr. James Thomas said, that's right, info, reverse psychology. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you all being here. Great points. I think B Miles had to drop off there. The Elder, are you still there, brother Elder?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, how much time do you have, brother Elder? Because I know usually you say you have an hour sometimes to give, and if you just let us know whenever you feel like you need to leave because you know you got things you have to do. I know it's probably getting late back there where you are. You're about 2 hours ahead of me. It's 9 o'clock in the West Coast. Looks like it's probably what, 11 o'clock back there?
Yeah, about 11 o'clock.
Okay. Well, tomorrow is whatever we call it, Christmas.
Nimrod Day.
Nimrod Day, yeah, Nimrod Day. And all right, I don't know if you overheard what I said before you came on. Let me show you this book that I have.
Oh yeah, Barashango. You got both of them?
No, wait a minute. Let me see. Here's my screen. You're familiar with Billy Shango?
Yeah, you got both of the books?
No, I only have one. My mom,
I got both.
My mom, I was talking to my mom, and she sent me this book. Told me this is a book that I read before, but in this book, check this out, Art. Let me just break something down to you. Well, I don't have to break it down to you because I know you know this information. But no, I don't even have to read it because I know it in my mind now. I read this book and I was reading it to the guys, and they said that it was not until 20 centuries, 1,000 years after Christ was born, that they came up with the concept of Christmas or the word Christmas in the first place, right? Now, yes. A lot of us have been taught, I'm going to repeat this again, a lot of us have been taught that Christmas is on the 25th because that was when Jesus was born. According to that book, they said that what happened is the bishops, the religious clergymen at the time, they had an argument. They were debating over, let's have Christmas on November 17th. Let's have it on February 8th. Let's have it on April 29th. Let's have it on this and that. So they were trying to figure out what days to celebrate the birth of Christ, right? And then one of the bishops put his foot down and said, I demand that it's going to be on the 25th. So they were in confusion as to what day they wanted to celebrate the birth of Christ. So the reality is that we don't really know this day that people are celebrating tomorrow. It wasn't based on when Christ was really born. It was based on them collaborating and trying to figure out what day was going to fit their agenda.
I got a big one for you. Horus, December 25th. Buddha, December 25th. Kushner, December 25th. Hercules, December 25th. Hermes, December 25th. Adonis. I mean, all of these guys, and there's more, I just named just a few, but a lot of these guys have a birthday on December 25th with a virgin mother from all these different parts. So there's no accident that they chose that date. Okay. So it's a lot behind this that people don't really look into. But I'm quite sure they had to settle that because it was in alignment with the other deities around the globe. So, I mean, there's so many different various reasons why they chose it, but it definitely goes around the winter solstice.
Okay. Interesting. Now, we were having a debate, I think one night we were on Nyla Says show, and Q Butter was on there, and Q Butter made a good point. He basically said, look, he doesn't care whether Kwanzaa is a replacement for Christmas or whatever it is, winter solstice or whatever. The bottom line is if it's something that's good for Black people, something that we want to celebrate for ourselves, what the hell does it matter, right? So, because when you look at Kwanzaa, and George Maker made a good point too. He said that you got to look at why Kwanzaa was created during a time in the 60s and 70s when you had the Black Power movement. So when Karinga came up with this concept, we have to understand and put it in context as to what was happening in this country with Black people coming into their own with the afros and I'm Black and I'm proud. And Kwanzaa was a byproduct of that. So we may not look at it that way now because we're so sophisticated as Black people today, you know. You know, we're so sophisticated. So what are your thoughts on that, Brother Art, or anybody that wants to touch on that? Elder, if you want to touch on that, Elder.
I'll go to Elder first.
Elder, you want to touch on Baba, is you there? I think
yeah.
What are your thoughts about Kwanzaa? And you know, it's not based on religion. We know that. Some people celebrate it. Some people, they don't want to celebrate it. Some people think that it's just another form of winter solstice or whatever we want to call it. We know that it was created at a time when there was a Black Power movement in this country. I'm pretty sure you remember it way better than all of us. What are your thoughts about it?
Honestly, yeah. I don't know nothing about Kwanzaa. I don't know nothing about it. I heard about it. When I first heard about Kwanzaa, it was like in maybe the late 80s, somewhere up there. Right. I never heard about it coming up. I just heard, I know a lot of people that celebrate it, but I never got involved with it. I don't know what the origin of it or nothing. Seriously.
Oh, wow.
First and the last core principle. I'm trying to remember the other ones, but yeah. I just lost it when I saw it. They started selling Kwanzaa stuff in Target. I'm like, really?
That's crazy.
Man, well,
there's 7 principles in Kwanzaa, and I really believe that if we implement those principles, just like the Black Panthers had their pinpoint plan, I think I believe that the principles are a good blueprint for what we could implement right now to unify ourselves, because the Kwanzaa principles talk about economics, cooperative economics.
That's number 4.
That's number 4. Yeah, hang on for 1 minute. Let me grab this. Hang on for a minute.
Yo, Baba.
Yes.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front y'all. I'm proud of you being on the internet, man. Like, I know a lot of elders. Like, I got brother New World that's usually always volunteers with me. My pops, you know, I think my pop's 70 son now. I don't know how my pops is. He's 70 son. And he called me up. He's like, Q, I want a YouTube channel. I want to talk my shit. I want to talk my shit. I was like, nah, daddy.
Yeah, it's about time though, because we got to get the elders on the this forum, since you can't what is it, bring the mountain to Muhammad type thing. So
now let me make this statement. Macom in the chat room wrote that a lot of Kwanzaa items are made in China. And
yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
But guess what? Guess what? I can bust that one out right now. Everything is made in China in this country. So at the end of the day, if you say, well, don't buy Kwanzaa decorations because it's made in China, well, guess what? We might as well stop wearing our clothes, wearing our drawers, wearing everything, because damn near everything is made and manufactured in China. And I'm not saying that I agree with it, but you know, this is the reality. But even if, but the bottom line is this. You don't necessarily have to go out and buy expensive gifts and expensive things to celebrate this occasion. I heard Art talking about the principles. Let me just rattle off some of these real quick. The first principle, which will be you mojo, which is what? Actions, building a community that holds together. Building a community that holds together. This is very important. We need to build communities that hold together, that stay together, that work together. Okay, so Mujo is action, building a community that holds together. The next one is Kujo Chakalia. Kujo Chakalia. This is the what? Self-determination. Self-determination, which means speaking for yourself and making choices that benefit the community. So making choices that benefit the community. This is very, very important. Let me read off another one. We got Ujima. Ujima. Ujima is what? Meaning collective work and responsibility. Action, helping others within the community. Okay? We got Ujama. Ujama meaning cooperation. Cooperative economics. Cooperative economics means what? Supporting a black business. Supporting each other on YouTube. Those that mean you well, of course. Okay? Support a black business. Okay? Help work, cooperative economic. Keep the dollar circulating within our community for longer than just a damn minute. Okay? So that's very important. These principles are very important, I believe, anyway. Okay? Then we got Nia. Nia, meaning a sense of purpose. Okay? Setting goals that benefit the community. Nia. Nia. Setting goals that benefit the community. So, for example, Q Butter is a perfect example of that because what is he doing? He's working in the community, working with children. He is benefiting the community. He is setting a goal for the community because if he can change the lives of these children will grow up into strong adults, well-adjusted adults that will become something great because brothers like Q Butter and many others are mentoring and working with young boys in particular and young ladies to steer them away from the negative pitfalls of life. So that's where I say that's very important. And then we have Karumba Obarigani, which means, hey, what's going on? You would when we do the celebration, we would say Obarigami to everybody. You'll drink a libation to your ancestors. You'll have corn. The corn represents how many children you have in the household. You'll have a picture of someone that's living. You'll have a picture of someone that's deceased. Or I don't think there's such thing as death. And me and Elder have talked about this. I just think you go back to your spirit. You go back to the dark matter which we come from. That's my opinion. A lot of times we see death as like it's the end. I think it's the beginning. That's just my opinion. Maybe some will disagree with me. Then we got what's this one? So Karumba is creativity. Brother Art is a great artist. This brother is very creative. Okay, so if you play a musical instrument, you have a certain talent for certain things. That's creativity, being creative. Okay, then you've got Imani, meaning faith. We all have faith, right? We all have some sort of belief, right? We have faith, but faith isn't nothing without it being backed up by your actions. And faith, it says here, the action of believing that a better world can be created for the community now and in the future. So that is the principle of Imani. Those are 7 principles. If I'm right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 principles, and 7 is, according to Christianity, is a biblical number. It's a perfect number. So 7 principles, which we could easily implement these in our life, in our community, and we could do something for the people. Those are the principles of Kwanzaa. Now, so even if they're making Kwanzaa decorations in China, it doesn't mean a damn thing because Kwanzaa isn't simply just about some decorations. Kwanzaa is about these damn principles. Now you can say this is man-made. Dr. Karinga made this all up. Yeah, maybe even if he did, you can't hate on the fact that these principles are based in what we need. What we need is, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. So
yeah, I don't think of people were talking about, well, from maybe from George and myself. I don't think if we're mentioning what do you call it? Some of the some items are being sold from Kwanzaa at different secular stores as a way to discourage people. It might be just a warning to let people know that even they're exploiting Kwanzaa. You know, so that might be just an even urge to even just make your own products.
Yeah, and I didn't say that in any means to disrespect Maycomb. Maycomb's got a great channel, everybody. Make sure y'all go subscribe to her and support her. I'm not saying it as a shade to Maycomb because she does bring up a good point. And this is what
I thought you said George Macon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not George. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Maycomb. Maycomb.
Oh, okay.
No, this wasn't George Maycomb. No. This was Sister Maycomb who's in the chat room. I didn't say what I said as shade towards her, but she does make a good point because it seems like everything that Black people celebrate, what we do, they want to commercialize it. Now, Q Butter, let's get over to Q Butter. Q Butter works is creative because he also works in music as well. And I go all the way back to the early 80s, late 70s, before our music was being commercially viable. I'm proud to say that I go back to the days of breakdancing, graffiti art, when it was, to me, in my personal humble opinion, this is just my bias and my age, I think true hip hop was the hip hop that came out during the 70s and 80s when you didn't have no money involved in it, when you didn't have all this commercialism and all this manipulation that
Curtis Blow, huh?
When you could actually go to a block party or house party and you would go up into a vacant building. And I remember when I was a kid, we used to have breakdancing battles against different neighborhoods. So instead of us fighting each other, we would have these breakdancing battles. I miss those days. I wish that could come back the way it was then, but I know it'll never come back the way it was then. And I loved it. And it seems that when it was so organic at that time, without all the commercialism and all the other nonsense that we have today, in my opinion, it just seems like it was just more innocent. Now, of course, drugs were involved. Drugs have always been a part of the music and the fueling, the drug money that was used to get certain companies off the ground. And Q Butter, I wish you were on my channel yesterday, because I sent you a link, brother, because there's a brother that I'm going to interview with the help of Brother Art, who was graciously helped me to get this brother on the channel. We had Brother Alonzo Williams, who is the godfather of West Coast rap music. He's the one that put Dr. Dre on, as Brother Art told me. He's the one that created the World Class Wrecking Crew. He's the one that was involved with the NAA with Ice Cube and Eazy-E and all of them. And he also was involved with Michelle Lay, who was the singer at that time. So this is a brother that came on yesterday as a surprise guest. And I'm going to pick his brain in an interview. And I know that Q Butter is in the music business himself. So Q Butter, give us your take on the music business, or what you're doing, what kind of projects you're involved in, and what you're doing, brother.
Well, I'm got a music studio. I see hip hop as a great tool. It's grown and evolved so much over the years in so many different ways, and I think because our community has had such a low understanding of what the government was doing to us, the elders looked at hip hop in a negative way versus seeing it as an opportunity to have something new brought to the playing field that we can use to profit our community and enhance our community. And they kind of shunned it away. And with the shunning of it, the youth got taken advantage of by these corporate entities even further than what they were doing at the time when you were in it. that, you know, ultimately led to where we are now. But I think now it's actually opening back up to a very entrepreneurial aspect. The entrepreneurial aspect of hip hop has opened up the ability for, you know, I think what you're talking about, the big corporations are not involved anymore. They just sponsor artists and they try to invest in artists. But, you know, it's a bottom up industry now. Before it was a top down. It's not like that anymore. Like, you know, it's coming from the bottom up, you know, straight from the bottom, straight from the streets now. And the industry has to go to the streets to find out who's where. You know, Chicago artists, you know, Chicago and Brooklyn were beefing.
Okay.
You know, over music, you know, drill rap, you know, Brooklyn and Chicago pretty much alone, like really run drill rap.
Mm-hmm.
The dance culture that's evolved with Instagram and social media, outside platforms has given rise to a whole new avenue for people who do hip hop dance. And there's a bunch of YouTubers and Instagram people who are really famous now because of just being able to showcase their dancing talents to the world via the internet. When they, back in the days, you were only able to do that at the, you know, in New York on the subway or in front of some, you know, Macy's or somewhere that was, you know, had a space where you could do that at, or in California at the beach or somewhere, you know, at the court, wherever that you could do it. Now, you know, you can just set up on, you know, wherever you are and start dancing online. And if you're nice, you know, you have that avenue for it. It's sad what they did in New York with graffiti. Like I used to, you know, I wasn't nice at graffiti, but I consider myself a hip hop baby. I'm with all of the original cultural aspects of hip hop, dancing, the vernacular, the clothing, the music, the DJing, the production of music, all of these things, you know, I embody because I love hip hop. I'm everything about hip hop. And for me, when, you know, bringing back to what I was talking about graffiti, New York recently white-walled, you know, they already was at war with graffiti, but they white-walled the last spot in New York in Williamsburg. And it was, not Williamsburg, it was Long Island City. And that really hurt New York. And it's crazy because now the white people are regentrifying New York. And now they have an entire graffiti. It's so disrespectful what they're doing right now.
Yeah, like, I have a problem with that, Q Butter. Personally, what they're doing, you live out there, so you got a better perspective than I would ever have. But personally, I despise what's happening right now. And with them moving the what's that? They're gonna move the Amazon or whatever company over. They're gonna really hurt a lot of Black people or people in general that have lived in communities that once upon a time ago they weren't worried about, they weren't concerned with, and now they want to gentrify them, move in these corporations, push people out through raising the rents, raising the price of living. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, man. But you know what's crazy? They white walled all of the graffiti.
Oh God.
Right? Now the white people moved in and they created an art program, and the city is paying people to put graffiti back on the walls in these white neighborhoods.
Are you serious? Wait a minute, buddy. Wait.
Oh man.
Are you serious?
Yep. Right now they're doing it. Graffiti still in the Bronx is still in the 90s. So if you come to New York and you want to see the 90s in New York, go to the Bronx. I'm not gonna lie to you. The Bronx is definitely giving it up like the 90s, early 2000 in Bronx. But in Brooklyn, they white walled it, and now white people are over there in Williamsburg, in Greenspoint, and they have an entire, it's crazy. It's one of the most disrespectful things. And it's straight. It's almost like what they did with skateboarding. You know, skateboarding when I grew up was Black. You know, and when we did it, was no cool, and we made the areas that we wanted to skateboard in. That was also part of hip. You know, that was the things that we did. And then when the white kids took it over, suddenly they made all these skateboarding parks for them. You know, and so like we see that same thing with hip hop, and I think right now we're at the position where we can reacquaint ourselves with the monetary aspect of hip hop, as well as the culture of hip hop. And re-intertwine them because of the internet. You know what I mean? Like I have my own album out on my website. Like I don't have to get a record deal. I sell my album on my website. I make my own music. I edit my own videos. You know, all the videos you seen, except for one of my music videos, I edited them on myself. I couldn't shoot them myself, but I edited them myself and kind of directed them.
I'm gonna have to check out your website, brother, and get some of your music, brother. I gonna have to support you. I didn't realize that. I'm glad you said that, brother. So I'm definitely gonna be chasing you down to get my hands on some of your material and check out your website. Now, is it any kind of way that I mod you up? Is there any kind of way you could send a link into the chat room, brother? Let me mod you.
And I got a question too for Brother Q Butter.
Write something in the chat room, Q Butter, so I can mod you up. Then you can put anything in there you need to. Because people need to be able to get to your material.
Yeah, so I had a
go, brother Art.
Yeah, the 4 elements of hip hop. How, you know, you being in the I guess the younger generation, how do you see that being treated in this generation of hip hop? Like actually the 4 basic principles of hip hop, or the 4 elements.
No, it's coming back now. It's the major corporations lost their hand on it, and because of the technology, there's a couple of things that went. You know, the corporations, they were too greedy. You know, if they wasn't as greedy as they was, they could have been raping, not to say it like that, people for a long time, but they just were really greedy. And that, in the internet and technology opened up. Like, my studio is one of the, you know, kind of like the precursors to using cheap technology, not to say cheap technology, but consumer grade technology to do professional level work. That started in like 2005, you know, 2004, where where people are able to buy. Now you can buy an entire production setup on Amazon for like $500. You can get what you call it? You can get cheap, you know, cameras. You can get what you call it? Canon just released the new 6D or 60D is like $1,200, and it shoots at full frame with low light setting. Like, these things are completely available to us now, and it wasn't there before. And with that, hip hop is actually being able to thrive. Like, I know dancers now that's been able to like find gigs, and being able to make money just off of the internet and being able to promote themselves. People who make clothes, we've been able, you know, people that make clothes in hip hop, they've been able to thrive by themselves now. So I think that the entrepreneurs part is actually bringing it back to what we want to see.
Speaking of clothing, I met this brother. God, what's his name? That's the one that did, I think it's Dapper Dan. I met Dapper Dan out here.
Dan, wow.
Yeah, I met him with Tracy Ellis Ross. They're doing some stuff together. But the thing that I want to ask too, we were talking about this extensively about the effeminizing in hip hop. Do you see that going away, or what do you see that?
You said the effeminizing in hip hop?
Yes.
Yeah, that's happening, but it's also moving its way out. The internet's making the playing field. So when dudes do gay shit, the internet's gonna tell you that that's gay shit, and you're gonna wind up listening. You know, your audience is in the comments. You know, your audience is there, and so if you want to really care about your audience, you're gonna listen to what they say, and that's what it's gonna be. You know, unfortunately, the world is going gay. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're gonna see that in the music. You know, art reflects the world. You know, art reflects the world. I mean, the world wants to reflect art, but art reflects the world, and that's just really what it is. You know, the gay shit that you see on Netflix, the gay stuff you're seeing promoted in schools, the gay stuff you're seeing promoted in cartoons, that's going to be reflected in the children's lives. You know, like the kids that come record in my studio. Like, I told them I never saw a unisex cartoon. They grew up watching unisex cartoons.
Yeah.
Like, we laugh at Pokemon and stuff like that, but that was like one of the first unisex cartoons where the things had no sex.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like, they were introduced to a lot of these different types of things early on, and that we don't know about that. We had G.I. Joe and, you know what I mean, very gender-based shows, you know, and it reinforced a certain type of mentality that we all want, you know, like, or at least over here, we all want gender-based, mentalities.
Now,
And
you ever thought about making a recommendation list for those who are going into the right direction in hip hop? Because some of us older folk, we don't, we just don't know all of them, you know.
yeah, it's local now, so I definitely can recommend some people. But yo, you can just type in on YouTube conscious rap, African rap.
That's simple. Okay.
It's really that simple now, where it's not like before. You know, the record labels. You're looking at the biggest record label right now. We're on the biggest record label.
Mm.
You know, YouTube, and a hashtag. You know what I mean, is the way to find who you want to look for. You know, you can go on iTunes. There's a lot of, like, I can't even just bottle up who I know. You know, because I only listen to a certain type of stuff, and then I don't be listening to nothing because I got the studio. However, meaning that I listen to music all the time, so I be trying to get away from it.
Now, do you think you think the politicians are going to have their hand in hip hop, or do you think it's going to be hands off?
Hip hop is the biggest is the largest. You know, it's the popular music now. It's the biggest music form in America. It's the most, you know, profitable one. So everybody's got their hands in hip hop. Cadillac got their hands in hip hop. Clear Channel. You know, you go on YouTube and you look up T-Mobile. T-Mobile uses hip hop beats. If you look up damn near Tide is using hip hop beats. The vernacular that was once called ghetto is now standard. Look at this cool product. This is what's hot on the streets. Like that's our lingo. You know, they completely submerge it. So of course, politicians who want to pander, like, you know, Hillary Clinton or whoever, they're gonna use hip hop. And now it's almost at the point where it doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. They're on both sides now. You got look at what you call it, Kanye West.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was wondering about that because you know, I'm quite sure you know Dr. Kaba out there and Professor Griff. Them the only people I really talk to a lot over there. And I remember Griff had a lecture about how this is one of them old lectures he had when he was talking about how the beat pretty much kind of controls the heart. And once the heart is supposed to be in tune with the beat, it opens you up to receive messages. How do you see anything? Do you see anything good or bad if you can use that kind of system in schools?
Well, in sense of the music beat does communicate what you want to, with the type of music that you're in, and if you want to communicate to a certain audience, that's why the music I'm doing, like, and I want to communicate to the youth. I want the youth to be able to listen to it and not feel like this is some old head shit. You know, so I do use auto-tune. I do use their lingo. You see what I mean? Like soul, or, you know, catch a lick. You know what I mean? You know, like this is the lingo, you know, and if you don't use the vernacular that the youth use, you're not communicating them. If you don't dress in the way they dress, you're not communicating with them. And then back to the beats, but specifically like drill rap. Like I can't stand drill rap. All the beats sound alike. However, I'm about to do a drill rap song because if you want to talk to a 16-year-old in Brooklyn right now, they listen to drill rap. You know, especially if you're in like Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, Flatbush, the 15-year-olds, it might be fading off. And in addition to that, drill rap, you know, and I was just talking about this. I think drill rap, hip hop was going in a really good direction locally. I think drill rap kind of like, it opened the doors for the kids because now it's a whole different level of children who's doing rap. Like you got 14-year-olds to 16-year-olds dead rapping now. YouTube channels, they doing videos, they're popping, and that's in the whole drill rap really opened up the door to the younger generation. Drill rap, they call it drill rap because you're going drilling, and when you drill, you know, it's a you know, some people say it's a drive-by, some people say you're putting in work. It's almost like today's extreme gangster music because you do drill rap. You know, there's no love music with drill rap. It's only about banging and gangster stuff. And the young generation, I think personally, I think that drill rap it opened up and got a lot. It also brought back rap in a different form, because the young kids, like, you have to be able to kind of rap to do drill rap. Like, it's not like there's no auto-tune in drill rap. It's really fast. The beats all kind of sound alike, and you got to say a lot. And that part of it I like, because it opened up the rap, but only teenagers listen to drill rap. Like, most of the people listening and watching don't even know what drill rap is, you know, and that is the music of Chicago kids and Brooklyn kids, like straight like that drill rap. They do other forms of it with the auto tune, but bringing it back to what comes out of it, I think drill rap kind of lowered the mentality and the maturity that was being found in Brooklyn. Because right before that, there was a lot of people that was like, the independence in hip hop opened up. And so in New York, it was really ran by gangs for a little while. And that's how I was talking to an info man. The gangs are like, I used to shun upon gangs, and I used to be real like whatever. Now I call myself the big homie neutral. You know, I vibe, but like I really understand. Like I had to really submerge myself in the last like 5 to 7 years to really understand our people. And the influence though really was negative. And in New York, rap is ran by gangs. Like Cardi B is blood. You know, that also helped to get out there. You know, when Nipsey Hussle comes to New York, he comes to Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is mostly, you know, Crip.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
I got
like
something funny for you. You know, Nipsey Hussle's daughter goes to Marcus Garvey.
I believe it. You know, he's definitely involved.
You're a very conscious brother. But you know, it's funny too, brother. And I might ask you a question that may make you cringe or laugh. Does mumble rap have any effect on the youth and as far as their learning?
I think what y'all call mumble rap is because we don't understand the lingo. You see what I mean? But it's not mumble rap. It's just that the ears aren't acclimated to listening to auto-tune, and the way auto-tune being used, it, you know, down south, it came off like mumble rap because of the way their accent and the way they carry the notes out. So if you already can't understand them with the accent, and then you have auto-tune on, it just sounds like you're mumbling. But when you really read the words, for example, Designer, when Designer put out Panda, people to consider that mumble rap. Designer went off, you know, and you just have to understand the culture, that the nuances in the culture now, you know. So when people say mumble rap, it's already evolved from that. You know what I mean? You have artists that's like Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez is no joke. You know, he's dead nice. And what you call it, you do have what also opened up is that you have expressive rap now. And expressive rap, I think, came about because gangster rap lost its hold on rap music. So it wasn't that gangster rap was fully there. The internet opened up a lane for people to build an audience outside of having to go through the street. So hip hop in most major cities was controlled by the street. Like if you went to Detroit, you had to deal with Big Crip. You know what I mean? If you came to New York, certain towns, you got to deal with either the Bloods or the Crips. It's just what it is. You go to Atlanta, most of the spots you're gonna deal with is either Blood or Crip. You go to Florida, you're gonna be dealing with the Zoes. This is just what it is. And if you don't respect it, then you're just not gonna get nothing done. And you're definitely not getting in the industry. Like New York was largely ran by Bloods for a long time. Most people don't know that, but most of the artists that broke out of New York are largely affiliated to Bloods. That's, you know, deep. Nicki Minaj, Busta Rhymes, Busta Rhymes artist. Now I believe he's Crip. You know, the street gang life is completely intertwined into the music. But the YouTube opened up an entire new avenue where you don't have to go through the street. You actually have a whole new audience. And then when people went online, yeah, you may be a gangster in the street, but you only got 1,200 views. This kid over here, who's a skateboarder, who you think is a pussy and a widow, got 15,000 views or 100,000 views. Now you're inclined to respect him just because you want views. And that leveled the whole playing field out. And now it turned into where personalities really intertwined into it. Where like Jim Jones was personality. You know what I mean? He was the hype man. He wasn't really the rapper, but his personality. And once he learned how to, you know, put it together in a song, that's what people want to hear. And then personality rap really turned into what it is now. So when you hear people that like, that just blatantly can't rap, but they have a personality and they did a song, and because their personality in their town and who they are in their town, they're already somebody who has a buzz. They may be a promoter. They may be the top drug dealer. They may be the you know, the person who won the top fights. Like whatever it is, it looks different on the internet. You know, you might, like I had a kid come to my studio one time. This dude, my wife wanted to punch him in the mouth. He was mad annoying.
Like brown sugar.
Yo, it was just annoying. And he was from the back of Long Island. And when you typed him up on the internet, he had 100,000 views, 80,000 views. And it was because he was from this one little part of town in Long Island, and everybody in Long Island listened to him. And he was like the black gangster from the town. But in New York, he was a straight dweeb. But the record labels can't tell anymore.
Now, what I'm trying to ask, brother, is there a specific style in hip hop today that's really slowing that? Well, I wouldn't say slowing. Well, I would probably say, is there a style today that is interfering with the learning system that they have in the school system in the States?
The school system is interfering with itself. You know, the music is just the music. You know, the school system is just not designed to be, you know, they're trying to fix it, but the music is the music, and it's reflecting, you know, everything that was going on, you know.
Because I'm gonna share something with you. You know, I have a majority Latino children, and most of them don't miss a beat. But my black children, it's hard, you know, when it's come to learning for the most part, especially the black boys. It's very hard. And I'm just trying to figure out, there's something going on because everybody's getting the same lesson, but there's some kind of disconnect. You know, especially around this for the last 4 or 5 years, it's been pretty extreme. I'm in LA, so it's a lot going on. So I just wanted to pick your brain and see what you see.
Yeah, there's mad levels to it. And one side we can talk about what's so bad about, you know, everything. The other side you can say you can grind your way to the top now. You know, there's a lot of artists that made their way to a good level, and they may not be world renowned, but they're paying their bills, they're making a living, and they're living off of music. I live off of music. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be, not to say I wouldn't be where I am, but what I have is off of what I've done with music and hip hop, you know, and there's a lot of people that doing way better than I am off of hip hop. And that's just the reality of it. We can always look at the bad. I think those who see the bad should just do more to help those that they see the bad in.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely, you know, probably some time in the future, definitely have to, you know, just wrap it. I mean, you know, just chop it up and put some things on the table, and because that's, in matter of fact, me and Dr. Kaba, we talk about that a lot, you know, as far as there's certain ways that we have to really start understanding, that we have to start really providing for our children, that the school system just don't provide. We have to provide that for them from our home, from our family, from our ancestors, all those things, because from what I see, it kind of looks like that's what they're probably responding more to, rather than the stuff that they have at the powers that be. That's why they're doing that integrated math and all these different things that have nothing to do with their spirit. So it's, it's a little something that I see over here. It's like, wow. And my whole thing is that I'm just trying to find out. I mean, I can come up with all kinds of theories of the interferences, but I definitely are willing to listen to people that see things that I haven't seen, because whatever work, I'm willing to do it.
I definitely feel that. Another too, the good thing with melodic rap now, the kids like it easier. So I think that's also something, if you do rap, or anybody raps, we need some more educational songs. This year I'm gonna definitely bust out some straight educational raps just for kids, maybe some ABCs, something that teach about, African countries, like, and using the auto-tune and the melodies, they immediately gets into their head.
Now, question two, once you're able to, you say you speak the language and pick up the vernaculars and things like that. How do you have it to where they're doing this until they get out of school, or is it like a gateway to where I'm gonna get you this far? Now you gotta get to this point this way. How does that work?
What exactly?
Like for example, what's a good example? All right,
Yo, Bob, you sleep?
Huh?
I'm here. Let me see.
Like Baba. Well, I don't hear him snoring.
Gotta get his attention. Let's get his attention though. I'm just sitting back enjoying y'all conversation. But brother Elder, Baba, are you there? He might be asleep. Actually, he might have just kind of laid down and took a little nap here.
Man, Baba, you better wake him up before we get off this line. I'd be worried when he's kind of quiet. Yeah, brothers like him, you better wake him up.
Yeah, I want to know if he's okay. Brother Elder, Baba, are you there? Either I'm hoping that either he's just asleep and everything's peaceful at his household. That's all I can pray and say, because I haven't seen him in a minute now, so I hope he's okay.
It's funny because I'm over here turning and looking at the screen to see if I can see on the other side or a foot or something.
Here, let me pronounce. That's his. I recognize that. That's his background. Baba, are you there? Elder, where is the elder at? Hello, sir.
You got a lady friend over there or something.
And he's probably like in another room. He probably went and laid down and everything. So I'll just ride with it. I mean, I'm just glad that he now has the technology on his phone to be able to come on some of these panels. So I'm happy about that. But
he probably went to the restroom or something.
Yeah, he's probably resting or something like that. So. I just hope everything's okay there. But yeah, I'm enjoying y'all. I'm enjoying this educational conversation y'all having, brothers.
Yeah, because I'm very curious about if there's any steps, or like, do you deal through K through 12, or you go through K through 6, or?
Oh, with the Institute and what we're doing. So right now it's K through 12. Okay. In New York. And this is where I'm literally mapping this out as we speak. It's challenging, and I like challenges. So I have a national approach, and that's my goal for this year, to approach Black power nationally in education and all these different things that I envision nationally. With that being said, each state has a different set of rules and parameters set for education. In New York, it has one of the most stringent and difficult, I guess, layouts for education. However, we do have some things that are actually really cool. With that being said, in other states, it's a lot easier. Some states are aligned with colleges. Some states have different compulsory ages, although most of the country just raised up their compulsory age and things like that. So I bring it up to say, I'm very open to different courses of direction. I tell the parents, if you want your child to complete high school, that is an option. I am a proponent of the GED, and in New York, it's called the TAS test. I think that if children are prepped properly and they're driven to pass that test by 16, they actually will be 2 years ahead of their graduating class. And with whatever they pursue after that, they would be entering the job force and the entrepreneurial force at an age when their friends, you know, they'll be entering in their second year of college. And with the course that I created for a lot of them, they'll have already received at least an associate's degree and some form of trade certificate, you know, by 18 or 19. So they will be well ahead of their graduating class. That's something that I really promote to the parents.
Well, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up with her name is Dr. Sister. Well, I call it Dr. Sister Linda Saunders. She, you know, they come from the lineage of Dr. Amos Wilson. You know, so they're. I don't know if you subscribe to him, but you know, I'm quite sure they'd be a good resource for you, brother, because I know you know we can't do all this stuff by ourselves.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of. Right now, I'm using the internet. I have a goal, and I think it can happen. Anybody who's watching, if you homeschool, I envision this month being able to sign up like 50 children into our homeschooling program with the internet and some good coordination. We can handle 100. We can handle tons of kids. But right now, with what I am planning to launch in January and expand our program with, we should be able to at least handle 50 kids online. And I'll be really proud of that. And growing forward in Atlanta, I'm building with some sisters in St. Louis. We're looking to do something in California and Detroit and also Philadelphia. We plan on building schools in these areas, whether be it virtual schools first, then followed by physical private schools, but something in these immediate cities. Like I'm always looking at properties out there and looking at how to expand to those different markets or areas.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting ideals right now because I teach in Brazil 3 to 4 times a year, and sometimes I go to the favelas, and they're always looking for they got school systems over there in the favelas to where they want to be able to give the kids out there technology courses and things like that. So what I'm thinking is that I might be able to set something up to where the black kids out there in Brazil will be able to do some kind of collaboration with your students over there, via internet. So
that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Like, let's push the threshold.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll come up with some things, man. I'm glad I spoke with you.
I want to get Baba. If he was here, I would ask him to do a class with the kids.
Yeah,
so we can get him on 1 hour a week. That would be dope. I know everybody would love to have their kids. Let him, Black history, or we can have him do some with there's a lot of different aspects to health that a lot of people can actually do some kind of small workshops on mental health, surviving in society, navigating society, navigating the environment. A lot of simple classes that we can organize with, especially with the elder, to have him be able to talk with the guy. I already know I want that happening.
Okay. That sounds pretty good. That's a good thing to do. So, brothers, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put an end to the stream. I'm getting a little tired myself, but I'm going to get some rest myself. The elder must have went somewhere and got himself some rest. I appreciate you coming on, brother. I'm going to have to get a one-to-one with you to get more in depth with the school and everything that you're doing. Everything that you're talking about is right on point. I love it. Brother Art, as always, brother, you come through with the knowledge. You bring a certain level to the show that I enjoy. I want to say peace to Gab Talk Media for coming on, BMILES 84, the Conscious Channel, Lion's Den for coming on. I want to say peace and respect and love to Baba, to the elder RAHSON. I wish he was here for me to say it, for him to hear it live. But we've been trying to see what's going on. You can see, folks, on the screen that is the background of where he lives. He usually stands against that background when he does his videos. And we've been calling on him Baba, you there? Elder. We've been calling on him and he's not there. I hope everything is okay at his home. My best guess is that he might have fallen back to sleep or going back to bed. And
I should have kept him engaged. I'm sorry.
Well, that's the reason why, if you notice throughout I kept saying stuff to him, like, you want to add something, Baba? I felt like I wanted to have him engaged, but he told us, everybody, family, he said, no, I want to listen. I want to learn. I want to listen to you, brothers. And every now and then he did say a few words. I actually wanted him to, I really wanted him to really host the whole damn show. But, you know, it's late where he is. It's like 11 o'clock. He's tired. I can understand that. Hell, it's 10 o'clock where I'm at. I've been on since earlier today because I was interviewing. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, everybody, check out the video I did with the brother Nathaniel Jordan. He goes by the name Minister of Wellness. We had a great one-to-one interview. And then when he left, we talked about health, and we took health into, we had some ladies, we had some sisters come on to the panel and brothers like Art. And we had adult conversation about relationships, sex. I talk about Mecca powder, how I put the bag up to the screen so everybody could see it, how that would definitely make the bedroom really go off the hook. We had Irene that came on, so we got into some adult conversation. It was tasteful. We had, it was some straight adult conversation, okay? And we made it lead back to the whole health issue. So it was actually a great stream. It went on for hours and hours. So then I had this particular stream. So I've been doing double duty today, and I'm actually starting to like wear down a little bit. I got to get some rest because I got to hit the gym in the morning. And I want to thank Brother Q Butter again for coming on. I'm going to definitely have you on for other live streams that we have, where we have great panels. And what else can I say here? And Brother Art and everyone that was on here. Oh, and Brother Baba. So as you can see, that's the background of where he lives, and he has not shown himself to us. And I really feel bad because I wanted to be able to personally thank him for coming on, and I want to personally thank Brother B-Miles again. So with that said, everybody, I'm going to end the program. Oh, let me give some shout outs to the chat room because I'm awfully tired right now. But let me say, we got Andrew Toppin Jr. Thank you, Brother Adubian. Thank you for being here. We got Nikki Love. She's been following me. She has a great channel, everybody. So check out her channel. We got Ren. We got Ren here. Renaissance woman.
I like the way she talks, man.
Renaissance woman is here. If I'm saying the name right. Sister, thank you for being here. I should bring you on the panel, but I need to get your email so that I can invite you to some of my panels that I have, because my goal, just to let you know, Rem, is that I want to have I want to start having some all ladies panels, not to talk about just what's wrong with black men and what's wrong with black women, but I want to have some ladies panels to talk about all types of subjects: law, politics, course romance as well, science, social, political issues, things that are going on, talk about family life, children, education, everything. So I would definitely like to have you as a part of some all women's panels. Definitely, sister. And let me scroll up and say what's up to other people in here. We got Q Butter, of course, is in the chat room, and he's on the panel. Taylor Green, thank you for being here. Monique Hill, thank you for being here and supporting. We got Old Reliable is here. Thank you, Old Reliable. And we got D Boyce. Thank you here. Thank you for being here. We got Lady M. We got Ann. Oh, Ann's in the house. I hadn't seen you, Ann. Thank you for being here. We got the guy from Texas who's been very supportive. We got Andrew Toppin Jr. I'm going to say him again because he's been following me from the very beginning. I'm glad to see him here. Taylor Green again. We got the melanated son of Raw. Melanated son of Raw. Hey, Melanated Son of Raw, go to my channel and check out that. I put the link in there. Check out that video I did on melanin. Me and Art, we put our foot in that one. And check that out. Melanated Son of Raw. Thank you for being here and supporting the channel. Any of you that are in the chat room that haven't supported the channel, and I'm going to say this again, don't tell people, don't say the word subscribe and don't say the word sub, because
you just did.
Yeah, but that's it.
I'm just joking.
And this is the reason why. I was talking to Underrated Darkness. He told me that the algorithm in YouTube, they will, if you tell people to sub, if you use the term sub and you put it in a chat room, the algorithm will look at those people as what do you call that? Spam, and they'll kick them out. So what you want to say is, I support you. So everybody support each other. Subscribe, support each other's channels. See, I'm so used to saying that word.
I know.
Support each other's channels, because the algorithm will screw you over. And I also believe that YouTube is playing games, because I think that they're saying that it's spam when they're really trying to purge our subscribership. Because the bigger your subscribership gets, the more popular you get, the more your message becomes relevant. They want to purge. You know how many people they purged off of me? They took 37 people off of me and called it spam. But I don't believe that they were all spam. Anyway, then we got Real Aaron Collins. Thank you for being here. Got to get you on a panel again, brother. Let's see. Let me see. We got Hawaii B. We got B Black First. We got Hawaii B1. We got Mickey Bricks. Let's see who else is in here. A lot of folks came in. Oh, we got Matt D. Good to see you, Matt D. Oh, we got Miss Legit. Miss Legit, I'm giving you an invitation right now, sister. I want you to be a part of my ladies panels. You might have overheard me talk about ladies panels. I'm sorry that you missed B Miles. B Miles was on here, and the elder is here, but I think he fell asleep. As you can see, once again, that's the background of his living room area where he records his videos daily. And we think that he fell asleep. He was on here, and Brother Gab was on here too. So Legit, Lady Legit, I got to get you on panels. And I need to get your, do I have her email? I got to get your email. That's part of my problem. I got to have your email, because I got to get you on the ladies panels as well to talk about all sorts of issues. And with the brothers as well too, sister, with everybody. So she is over there with Psychopathy, she's a good sister though. And let me read further. Oh, we got Rosalind. Sister Rosalind has been rocking with me for a long time. She's very supportive. And let me move up. We got the Black Women Guide to the Galaxy. The Black Women's Guide to the Galaxy. Do you have a channel? Let me see if you got a channel. That sounds interesting.
I know.
If she got a real channel, I'm gonna. Oh, wait a minute! I know this sister. I just haven't seen her in a long time. Yeah, this is an attractive sister, by the way. I got to be honest about it. Let me check her out. Her avatar's looking real delicious. Let me. Oh, I'm already subscribed. I'm already supporting her. Yeah, Black Woman's Guide to the Galaxy. I know who you are. You've been following me for a while, but I haven't seen you in the chat room in a long time. Sister, I want to see you back here, because I'm channeling my O'Shea Duke Jackson right now. Because sister, I'm looking at your avatar in Black Woman's Guide to the Galaxy. You're a beautiful looking sister. Anyway, let me cut back over to the chat room. Let me be respectful. But thank you, Black Woman's Guide. And you know what I need to do? I need to mod you up, because you've been knowing about me for quite some time. So I'm modding you up. Plus, you're looking real good too, sister. I'm just having some fun right now. You know, it's been a long day, and I'm just having a good time right now. YouTube, we should be able to have a good time. We always talking about serious stuff, but I think sometimes we should be able to have a good time. And we had a really good time, Art, when we were talking about those personal things and men and women and our relations with each other.
Yeah, brother. We gotta have more of those.
Yeah, we're gonna have some more panels like that, because we gotta be able to. I think whenever Black men and Black women can come together like that, and we can laugh at each other, and we could talk about things like sex and love and family and what turns each other on about each other. I think that's very healthy for us to really get past all this fighting and bickering. We gotta have a little love sometimes. So Black Women's Guide to the Galaxy, thank you for being here. We got Water Lily, thank you for being here. There are people in here that have been following me consistently, so be on the lookout. I will be modding some of you up very soon with the consistency that you've been showing. We got James and Joanne Thomas. There's a lot of folks in here, man, that are just. We got Philly Tech Review who came through. I didn't realize we had all these people that came through over a period of time. We got Shirley Vicks who came through. We got Fly C. You know, and I know some of these people probably went to bed too. Oh, golly, man, I didn't realize how many people actually came through tonight. I'm still strolling, Brother Art. Golly. I'm very happy to see so many people. And we got, so everybody, thank you. I'm about to end the stream. You know how I do it. I always play the music and always give you the last statements. So, Q Butter, before we leave, you got any last words, brother? Did the white man get Q Butter? Okay, Q Butter's here.
My bad, I'm back, King. I got my own, my non-health snack.
Yeah, I know you.
Black power, black motherfucking power.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact. Black power. I love it.
Black power. Be inspired. Be great. Work with those that are trying to work with you and have the same mission. Don't try to save everybody in the boat. Just try to get the people that's willing to row the boat with you.
Hey, wait a minute, Q Butter. Wait a minute, Q Butter. Before you go, this is gonna trip you out, though. It's tripping me out right now. I just realized that I seen you a long time ago before I really knew who you were. Because one night I was on YouTube and I ran across a video on YouTube where I think I saw you and some other people in your studio, and y'all was jamming something. I think you was doing something in the studio, and I didn't realize who you were at that time, brother. And so now that I look at your background and I say, oh shit, now I realize who this brother was. I saw him one night on this channel, you know, doing some work in there. Now I know who you are. Damn. I mean, as far as that video that I saw, now I'm realizing, wait a minute. It's just funny how that works. But Q Butter, brother, I'm going to get with you. Thank you for being here tonight, of your time. He's hard at work in the studio, everybody, putting it down right now. So thank you, Q Butter. And Elder, are you there? Elder, Baba, are you there? Baba. I hope nothing happened to the elder. I hope nothing happened to him. This is very suspicious, folks, tonight. This is very, how can I say, this is very X-Files right now. I don't hope everything is okay with the elder. I just think the brother went to sleep. I'm just going to keep it real. I think he's sleeping. I think he's okay. He's in his house. We didn't hear any weird sounds. I just think the brother's asleep. So with that said, Art, can you give the last words?
Yeah, I wanted Brother Q to stay behind so I could talk to him in the Google Hangout, but I guess he took off.
Yeah. This is what I'm going to do, Brother Art. I've got his email. So what I'm going to do is pass the email over to you.
I'll send them something.
Because I got the email embedded in my Google email system. I'll go in there and dig it out. I can go into the sent files and I can pull out his email. Matter of fact, let me do something right now. I don't want you to go yet. Let me see if I can find my send files and see if I can find him in there. I think I got him in there. Q Butter, there he is. Let me there we go. Let me see. Q Butter. Come on now. Where is the email that I sent that, brother? Where is the... Come on. I sent him. Oh, there go Q Butter right there. Let me see if I can get his email. There go his email right there. So, Art, this is what I'm about to do, brother. I'm about to cut and paste this email and send it right to you right now on the Google and your personal Google Hangout. Where you are? Where are you, Art? Where are you? Where are you on here? Okay. You know who was supposed to come on with us tonight? But I think
Who?
it was Super Trez. Super Trez.
Super Trez is he might be still on his live right now.
Yeah, he said that he was gonna come over if we were still on, but okay, I'll send it to you. Bam. There it is. You've got
Okay.
Q Butter's email. It's qbutter@gmail.com. Oh, it's easy. I could have just said it to you. It's easy. It's qbutter@gmail.com. So there you go, Brother Art. Let me get out of my Google thing. Let me get back into where we were here. Where are we here?
So
I know you're tired, brother. I'm tired too.
Okay. Yeah, so I just think that we gotta find a pathway to empowering our youth so they can compete. See, it sounds like most of the time when we're giving things to our youth, after they finish what we're giving them, they're stuck in a small world. But we got to empower them so when they're done with what we're giving them, they have to be able to compete with the Chinese, the Arabs, the white people, whoever it is. And I'm not even just talking about working for people, but I'm talking about owning things and competing out there. So that is something for those people that are listening, that we got to think big. We got to really think large. We got to have a large goal. Got to have that goal, because if their goal is like small, that's as far as you're going to go. And then the problem is too, when you wake up and say, I want something big, it might be kind of late, because that's where people try to keep you.
Mm-hmm.
So I put that in there.
Okay, let me do something real quick, because my podcast is about to end. It's a 3-hour podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have been listening to us out there in Spreaker.com, thank you for being with us. This is the Information Man. We're about to end the show. So everybody in Speaker that's listening, that will be listening out there in iTunes, Spotify, what else is it on? I think it's on. There's a couple other social medias that it goes to, and the iHeart podcasting. Those of you that are out there that have been listening, I know Big L is out there in the podcasting world. You know, Art, the podcasting world is a whole different world from YouTube. There's a whole crowd of Black folks that are over there in that world, and sometimes those folks watch my material. So some people that like to just listen to podcasts, they may not mess with YouTube, but they'll mess with podcasts. Then you got people who won't mess with, that are Facebook people, who don't really necessarily mess around with YouTube, but they like Facebook. So I'm even broadcasting live right now with people that know. Oh, I think, wait a minute, is that the elder? Elder. I think he is with us. Elder. Baba. Elder RAHSON, are you there? I hear you, brother. Are you there? Or is that you, Art? Is that you, Art? Is that the elder?
That's the elder.
Yeah, I heard him. Well, at least we know he's alive. The mystery is over. My God. Elder.
Hope it ain't a burglar.
I heard him talking for a minute, but I can't make out what he said.
Probably dreaming.
Yeah, he might be talking in his sleep or something, y'all. Tell us all the secrets of the world, Elder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's talking in his sleep. So anyway, those of you out there in speaker system, thank you for being with us. I'm going to end the broadcast. So that ends the broadcast over in the podcasting system. So we're offline there. We're still online in Facebook Live. Anybody out there in Facebook Live, thank you for being here and watching the program. I really appreciate that. And everybody in YouTube, thank you again for being here tonight. You know how I do it. We got, you know how I do it. I'm going to end, goddamn. You know, a part of me doesn't want to end. A part of me wants to continue talking and getting more people on the panel. But a part of me knows that it's late for people. I'm tired. You're tired, Art. So we're gonna call it quits now. So, Art, I thank you for being here. Let me put the little avatar on the screen from tonight's show. Thank you, Art, for being here, brother. You've been the best as always.
Not a problem, fam.
All right, fam. We'll talk soon. Appreciate you.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Peace,
all right,
brother.
Peace, brother.
you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info, man. You can call it information, info, man. Kicking knowledge all over this nation. Win, lose, or draw. You can bring your hate team, but if you want to win, please don't bring your debate team. We talk to that from you so good. African,
Keep blessing their lives.
It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, I'm doing the info show. It's the info. It's the info.
Keep blessing their lives. Keep blessing their lives.
We got the info. Whatever you want to know. Win, lose, or draw. You can bring your hate team, but if you want to win, please don't bring your debate team. We talk to Japanese so good. Aztecs, old mix, and African doga. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. It's the info. It's the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. We got the info. Whatever you want to know, come join the mill with the info show. You can call it information, info, man. Kicking knowledge all over this nation. Win, lose, or draw. You can bring your hate team, but if you want to win, please don't bring your debate team. We talk to Japanese so good. Aztecs, old mix, and African doga.
Keep blessing their lives.
Understand? Have you ever questioned the nature of your reality? We must take this matter into our own hands. Information is what do you think of the guests?
Keep blessing their lives.
Do you know where you are? Information is will the things I told you change the way you think about the world. Do you know where you are? Information is power. I'm going to leave y'all with these last words that you always know I do. Thank you again for supporting my channel. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and support the channel. You know what to do. Those of you that have shown up to this channel consistently, I appreciate that. I appreciate those that are aware of who I am. I'm just a brother, like I told you, I'm just a brother that's trying to get information out, be inspiring, work with my people. I'm not here to hate on nobody, talk about nobody in a negative way. Of course, we're going to have heated discussions sometimes when you're on panels with people. But for the most part, I'm just trying to, you know, do right things. You know what I'm saying? With this YouTube situation and in my own personal life. So I'm not going to try to like sell y'all some BS and play games with people. I'm just going to keep pushing the content. I got a lot of special guests that I got coming down the pipeline that I'm going to be bringing on. I'm going to be interviewing. I haven't begun to actually utilize the resources that I have and people that I know that I want to bring on for you all to learn something from, to be inspired from, for you guys to say, you know what, let me check that person, what that person's out, what that person's doing.
anything. We should be using YouTube platforms to inspire people, to educate our people, to unite our people, to empower ourselves and other people, and to unify. We should not use our YouTube platforms to create destruction, dissent, and division. That's just my opinion. I don't mean to sound like a preacher right now, but if I am, tough luck. That's how I feel. So I want to thank everybody for supporting me. Good night. I did a double live stream today. Everybody check out the live stream I did, the Minister of Wellness. And near the end of that stream, I brought some ladies on the panel. We had some guys on the panel that you will recognize, and we had really good talk. We had adult conversation. We had a good time. We had fun. And it was therapeutic for all of us. I'll probably be loading up another video based on what I was talking to you about how the Europeans, the Dutch, they use this character called Black Pete as this mascot for their Santa Claus. And they got him in blackface, and they dress in blackface. I'm going to drop that video. I probably should drop it tomorrow on Christmas Day so y'all can see the despicable things that that Europeans do in portraying us in these caricature type ways. I have to be honest about that. I wouldn't be an honest broker if I didn't. So, and I've got other videos that I have not dropped yet that will be coming soon. So thank you, everybody. And here is a very important message that I believe that you all should take heed, because it's a message that we can all learn from. It's a message that we can all grow from. And I think it's a message that we all need to heed, Black people. Listen up, please.
Let this be a lesson that Black folks need to be codified. We've got to stop cooking, love gambling, book making, and plundering.
Good night and thank you.